Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. Well, some videos again. So we got quite a few videos to go directly over. I put them more so in a longer formatted, back to back type of thing. And the first videos that we're going to go directly over have to specifically deal with, the whole situation dealing with Snap. So we'll, look at some of those videos, happen to, pause and maybe have a conversation about some things in between, depending on how the stream goes. And then after that, we'll get directly back into a topic that we covered before, which deals with the Jamaicans and many other islanders directly out there and how specifically they feel about Black Americans. So let's take a look.
Did y'all see Senator Mallory McMorrow go in on Dookie Booty about our SNAP benefits? Watch this.
There are years worth of funding available for the SNAP program, our tax dollars that we have already paid to the federal government to facilitate this program, and the Trump administration deleted this language from the website this morning. They are hiding the fact that not only is there more than enough funding to pay these benefits that we have already paid our tax dollars into, but that there was contingency language to ensure that even in the event of a government shutdown, that SNAP would go uninterrupted. The Trump administration and the Republicans supporting him are using food as a political weapon.
Mallory said, y'all got us fucked up. Y'all thought we was gonna let y'all use food stamps as a political weapon against the American people and not say nothing? Nah. You got us fucked up, Dookie. You and your fucking shitheads better get it to fuck together, because we know exactly what the fuck y'all doing. You thought we wasn't gonna notice that you removed that shit off the fucking website, bitch? Y'all thought we was just gonna sit back and not say nothing about y'all extorting the American people? Y'all thought that we was just gonna let y'all slide, hanging food stamps over our head, talk about just sign the budget bill if y'all want to feed Americans. Otherwise, y'all are making Americans starve. No, bitch, y'all are making Americans starve. She said we have years worth of funding for the SNAP program. Years. That's our taxpayer dollars. Our money, not yours, Dookie. That's our motherfucking money, and you trying to withhold it just so y'all could try to force the Democrats' hand to sign a bill that would take away our fucking health care. So no, we're not going to choose between our food and our fucking health care. Y'all going to give us our motherfucking food and our motherfucking health care. We not picking one or the other. Everything this administration has been doing is illegal. Every fucking thing this man has done since he got in the office has been illegal. And ain't nobody doing shit to stop him. Y'all Republicans, y'all better come through and vote with the Democrats. Y'all done for anyways. If y'all don't want to cause havoc on the American people, y'all gonna make sure y'all vote so that we get this motherfucking funding for our SNAP benefits. Otherwise, all hell's gonna break loose.
They've done something insidious, the federal government, in addition to Donald Trump being willing to turn off SNAP benefits on November 1, when they do have emergency funds available at the Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and they're choosing not to use it. But they've done something even more insidious. They've decided to shut down the SNAP machines so that they can't be used. So even if we were to put money into SNAP accounts, they couldn't be accessed by someone who has a SNAP card.
Yo, a bunch of kids are about to go hungry next month, and they are on the internet gleeful, happy, giddy about it. The same people who say abortion shouldn't be a thing because every child deserves to live. Every child deserves to live to do what? To starve to death? And they looking at it as some gotcha moment. What? A gotcha moment is when we ask you, define woke, and y'all can't string together 5 words to make a sentence that properly describes what woke is. That's a gotcha moment. Kids going hungry is not a gotcha moment. And then they got the nerve, to put a Bible verse in their bio. I thought Jesus said, feed the hungry. I thought Jesus said, feed the hungry, Christians. Y'all are not Christians. Y'all are far from it. Y'all go to church every Sunday to waste your damn time. Y'all are demons. Because what the hell are y'all discussing in church if not to feed the hungry? What are y'all discussing in church other than feed the hungry. Y'all knew SNAP benefits was about to get cut. What were you discussing in church last Sunday? You don't want to feed the hungry, but you're going to give this pastor some money though, right? And all of this is happening because they want to cut healthcare from people. So it's either cut the healthcare or cut the SNAP. Cut the healthcare or cut the SNAP benefits. Both will result in people dying, and they calling themselves Christians. This is crazy. Y'all are demons. Y'all are demons. And there's also a contingency plan for this, right? There's $6 billion just put away for situations just like this. And they are like, nah, we ain't going to use that. They want people to die. These are evil people. These are demons. These aren't even humans anymore. These are demons. Are they spending my tax dollars on some Fruity Pebbles to feed their kids? Your president just sent $40 billion over to Argentina. That's your tax dollars. I don't hear y'all yapping about that. Oh, you gotta support the troops. Some veterans are about to go hungry next month. They don't give a fuck. They wasting their time trying to make gotcha moment videos on the internet. These people are demons. They talk, and it don't match their actions. You got to watch out for the elderly. A lot of elderly people are about to starve next month. And they happy about it. You should see the smiles on their faces. They're happy about this. Y'all are mentally ill. Yeah, we care about the sanctity of life. No, you don't. You're mentally ill. Speaking of mentally ill, you ever notice how a person who's mentally ill will hear voices and those voices will only tell them to do bad things? A mentally ill person who's hearing voices in their head never heard a voice that said, hey, you know what you should do? They minding their business, living their own life. Let's just leave them alone. They will never hear a voice tell them that. A person who is mentally ill hearing voices will never hear a voice in their head say, you know what? They hungry. Let me go feed them. A mentally ill person will always hear a voice in their head to tell them, kill somebody, beat somebody up, make life harder for them, stalk them, do weird things, do bad things. Now, let me ask you something. Celebrating that children are about to go hungry, is that a good or a bad thing? I don't know.
I think it's funny that America is losing its mind over SNAP, but yet it's supposedly only ethnic Black Americans were the ones supposedly on SNAP. So why are y'all like freaking out? Why is America having a meltdown? Because we know for a fact you all never cared about us. And if we were the only ones really losing SNAP, the majority, y'all would not be having a meltdown like this. I told you, and I've said it so many times before, that we were not on these welfare benefits like everybody wanted to say. People were just using us as the face of it and the scapegoat to try to put us down and shame us when they're the ones that are actually on it. As we know, white people in total numbers, not per capita, in total numbers are the number one group that's on these things. Number one, okay? I don't know why they need it so badly since they weren't enslaved for 400 years and didn't experience Jim Crow for 100 years. But hey, apparently they need it a lot or what have you, even though they really haven't been through anything as a group harsh in this country. Oh, well. Then y'all kept saying that the immigrants couldn't get it, but the immigrants get it through their children, and they get it through a lot of different programs and things like that, because 73% of, the people who cross the border are on these, are recipients. Then Africans and Caribbeans are the next 53%. Ethnic Black Americans are at 26%, and Native Americans are at 53%. We are, besides Asians, we are one of the least likely groups to be on it. And that's why y'all are having meltdown. And I'm actually glad I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. But I'm glad Trump is in office because he keeps calling everybody's bluff. All these things that used to scapegoat and say, oh, this is just an ethnic Black American thing. It's these Black people that are on it. It's their fault. Well, he's like, okay, well, we don't care about them, so we're going to take it away from them. And now the mask is coming off because you're not really taking it away from us because we're going to be fine. We're going to figure it out. We've been trying to figure this out for centuries. Okay. And we've been figuring it out for centuries with these people, but it's taking the mask off. And that's why y'all are freaking out, because now it's exposing the fact that so many of you all are either dependent on it as a business for EBT cards, or you're on it yourselves And now you're panicking because now you can't just pretend you're not on it and just let everybody shame us. So, ha ha, figure it out. That doesn't mean I don't have compassion. I'm just tired of everybody stereotyping my community and trying to laugh at us, and y'all were quiet and never defended us and never said, you know what, no, we're on it too, or no, I get it too. But you let everybody shame and trash us and talk dirt about us when you know your people were up on it too. You know y'all were up on it too, on larger numbers than we were. So anyway, that's a lot to say about the subject matter. I don't think it's cool. I don't think you should shame people for being poor. I don't think you should shame people for needing help. But what I am going to say is that you should also not let another group get scapegoated for an issue in America when you know for a fact that your groups are on it. White people are on it. The people across the border are on it. The people who came from other countries are on it. Way more than we are. The people who are on reservations are on it. Way more than we are. So stop it. This is just the chickens coming home to roost, and I'm glad the mask has fallen off. So I think it's funny that...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what will be a true test of the power of the judicial branch? A federal judge has just ordered Donald Trump and his administration to distribute SNAP funds, emergency SNAP funds, as soon as possible. This is an update to a report that was given an hour ago where Donald Trump refusing to fund SNAP was unlawful. At that time, the judge did not tell the Trump administration to distribute the emergency funds, but that has now changed, and those funds are to be distributed as soon as possible. Hopefully, this will give some people some relief. However, this is a very complicated issue in that those emergency funds now has to go through the USDA and be distributed amongst the states, and then the states need to distribute it amongst the people. So it's going to be a little bit of a complicated process. However, the judicial branch, the federal judge, has ordered Donald J. Trump's administration to use the emergency SNAP funds that has always existed, to use them and make sure that they get out to the people as soon as possible. With that said, I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween, and hopefully, if you are one of the people that will receive these SNAP benefits, you can now say that you're going to have yourselves a happy Thanksgiving. Otherwise, to everyone else that is affected by this shutdown, hold out, stay strong, do what you can. With that said, have yourselves a good day, good night, God bless, goodbye.
I just got out of a meeting with my DHS caseworker, and she is threatening me once again to take everything unless I go and get a job. I explained to her I can't go and get a job. Actually, it's not even that I can't. It's that I do not want to. I have been on welfare for 13 years. 13 years I have been on Section 8, so I haven't had to pay rent. Okay? Food stamps, cash assistance, disability. I don't even know how a job works. Okay? I don't want to work. That is the whole point. I don't want to work. I told her she is not going to take my food stamps. She is not going to take my Section 8. And I'm still not going to work. You trying to get me to work and me refusing is a you problem. It's not a me problem. I will continue to sit at home on my ass while the taxpayers work and support me and my children. Because if you are in America and you pay taxes, that is your responsibility. So, no, sweetheart, I'm not going to work. Thank you.
So we were able to see all of those videos, and I was sitting back and reading some of the comments there. I saw some people talking about the Democrats, and obviously I can tell that you're the opposite, which means that you would be a conservative Republican. Fine, no problem. The thing that I tend to mention to a lot of folks here is that it doesn't matter if you are red or blue, Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. Both sides of the government actually don't care about you, right? So directly in front of you, you see a little bit of information. So it says groups receiving SNAP benefits include children, the elderly, and people with disabilities, with nearly 4 out of 5 households containing at least one of these members. other recipients are low-income working aged adults. Let me repeat that one more time, because a lot of people, it doesn't register for a lot of people that you have people who are on SNAP, right? They are working, right? But they still need help. So let me just repeat that one more time for the dummies in the back. Other recipients are low-income working age adults, right? Then after that, you have unemployed individuals, right? And those on public assistance or who are homeless, right? Racially, white people make up the largest group of recipients, followed by African Americans and then the Hispanic people, right? So it says demographic and groups. Children account for about 39% of all SNAP participants. The elderly, around 20% of participants are elderly. Individuals with disabilities, approximately 10% of participants are non elderly individuals with a disability. Next, they have working age adults. Adults age 18 to 59 make up the largest share of participants at 42%. Next, we have veterans. SNAP has served millions of households with veterans annually. Next, after that, we have racial and ethnic groups. Number one, white at about 35.4%. Number two, African American, about 25.7%. Hispanic, about 15.6%. Asian, 3.9%. Native American, 1.3%. And multiracial, 1%. After that, it also said that other types of recipients that you have, working families. More than 38% of SNAP participants nationwide are in working families. Those on other assistance, many households also receive other forms of aid, such as temporary assistance for needy families, or TANF, or Social Security. So, again, you have quite a variety of individuals that are directly out there. You have working, you have non-working, you have disabled, you have children, you have elderly, you have veterans that are directly out there. And a lot of these groups depend on these benefits for one reason or another. And the other thing that I've noticed directly in the comments, by allowing the comments to just roll and allowing the video to play, is the fact that a lot of the people that disagree with the government assistance, they tend to forget about the children. They tend to forget about the elderly. They tend to forget about the veterans. And the thing that I find very interesting is that a lot of folks who say that they care about America, right? They say that they are highly patriotic, that they love the veterans, respect the veterans, right? Admire the veterans, honor the veterans. It seems as though that a lot of those folks are liars, because the VA is still in shambles. Again, I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. The fact of the matter is that none of the groups actually care about the veterans. Again, the VA is still in shambles. Anytime that any of the soldiers come directly back from war, they are broken, they are battered, they are bruised, right? They are psychologically broken. They are thrown directly on psychotropics, right? All types of medications, and they're still not whole. Right. And then on top of them coming back wounded and broken, not the same person that they were when they left, they have to then come back to the United States, and they have to fight for a little bit of money in order to get some type of housing, to get some type of food, because they can no longer serve anymore, because they're not the same. They're not a whole human being anymore. So now what does America normally do? They throw them directly to the wayside. They treat them like trash. They replace them with somebody else who can actually do the job, and then they just do whatever. But yet again, a lot of folks here want to sit up there and say that, oh yeah, I'm patriotic, I'm American, I'm this, I'm that. But so why is it that all of you guys that claim that you're patriotic, why don't you really support the veterans? Why is it that our veterans would have to be on any type of government assistance? Right? Why would the VA still be a broken mess that it currently is at this current moment of time, if we have so many patriots, if we have so many people that really care about the patriots, really care about the military, and all of these things? Again, it's nothing but a lot of liars directly out here. Countless liars every single time. Nothing but a charade. And it's proven again by the way that both the government and the American people look at and treat the veterans and the circumstances that the veterans are in when they come back home, half of the person that they were previously. That's some crazy work. 100%. That's 100% crazy. And again, like I said, I get the fact that some people will disagree, right? Some people are like, oh, well, you have people out there, they're stealing, directly from the system. I'm not going to give my tax dollars, to sit up there and pay for this, that, and the third. But I just want to remind people that you allow the rich every single day to rob you. Does that dawn on you? You're worried about a few people, right? Let's say when it deals with the government benefits, right? SNAP or whatever it is. Let's say that you have a few people that abuse the system. What about the rest? But mind you, again, let's look at the banks, the economic fallout, right? What was this back in like 2007, 8, 9, 10, right? Think about all the times that the banks, you had the bailouts, right? The government, they bailed out the banks, they bailed out the big three, right? Ford, Chrysler, GM. But what about the American people? What about the American people? When has the government bailed out the American people? When has the American government actually put the American people first? But yet, whenever these conversations happen, everybody's like, oh, no. We're for the government, but we're not for the people. Huh? How did we get here? How are we at a point where the American people are sticking up and siding with the government over the people? How did we get here? We are in almost close to $40 trillion in debt. And all of you guys are like, oh yeah, I would never sit up there and help out the American people. We're not sitting up. I'm not giving my money to other American people, but I'll sit up there and give my money to daddy government. Oh yeah, spend my money anyway, which way you want to sit up there and spend it on. Oh, you want to sit up there and build a brand new plane for whatever types of war. You want to do whatever types of experiments. You want to give money to, other types of countries that have nothing to do with the United States. No problem, government. Go ahead and do that. But make sure you do not give any type of money to the American people that need it. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I'm just a little bit baffled. I'm just a little bit baffled. And this is why I know when it comes to the point in time, and this is why on my platform before, I gave you guys a video about one of the main heads, right, who were working with WHO and other governments to come out with medications for the American people during the pandemic. He stated on a platform that they now have a pill where when you take it, it basically shows that you are compliant, right? So when you take the medications that you're supposed to take, the pill will dissolve and then it'll release a signal from you, the human being. It'll release a signal to whatever system that they have set up directly out there to let them know that you are compliant in what it is that you were supposed to sit up there and do. This is how the government is going to get a lot of you folks directly out here who are directly in this chat, who specifically agree with the government taking away or stifling the SNAP benefits or the assistance for the rest of the American populace directly out here. This is how they're going to get you. A lot of people say don't be dependent on the government, but you yourself are saying that in a way you agree with the government, right? Even though, quote unquote, you want to say that you're not dependent, but what you don't understand is that the government will make a catalyst. They will formulate a problem and an issue so that you will be dependent specifically on them. So let's just look at them taking away the SNAP benefits, right? Let's look at them taking away the government assistance and everything from a lot of people. If you had a lot of people that were used to this for, any amount of given a time, and this was just their main source of income, and you take that away from them, what do you then think that is going to do to a lot of people? That's going to throw them in a type of survival mode. That's going to throw them into starvation. Now, instead of them just doing what it is that they normally do, now their scope, their point of view of the world is vastly different. Now it's a scarcity mindset. Now it's, I have to go out here and get mine. I don't care what you got to do for you. I got to sit up there and get mine first because I have to do what's good for me because nobody else is looking out for me. So now when you have fear, you got a scarcity mindset. You have people that specifically need things. What happens? You have a variety of things, such as crime will start to go up. So you'll have people that'll start to plot and start to do a variety of things. Like you've seen some videos directly online, either AI or not, or both. Don't care. But the fact of the matter is that once you take away something that is very important to people, it throws them mentally or psychologically into a whole different area of which they normally naturally would not be in. That is the catalyst, right? That is the start to the problem and the issue. So, right, we're looking at a thing that the government started. So the next step is now the government is not going to step in to basically fix a problem if it's already started and things are going on. They're going to wait for the people. So what's going to happen is that if and when people decide that, okay, well, the government shut everything off, we're going to start going through these stores and we're going to do this, that, and the third, and all these other types of things. The government is going to sit back and they're going to wait for the people to start crying, screaming out, hollering down the hallways, be like, hey, daddy government, we need you to sit up there and get these people under control. We need something to happen. We can't sit up there and do it ourselves. We are not adult enough to sit up there and manage the situation, right? We are not adult enough to basically try to help out other people in order to curb a lot of these things from basically taking place and happen. So once you do that, right, being quote unquote, you're independent, and you're not dependent on the government, but now you're crying and screaming to the government so that they can fix this problem, which they originally started. So now when the government steps directly in, now they look like they're doing a job, right, that they were, doing, right? Because you asked them to do it, but realistically, it's the job that they were supposed to do. But the problem with them supposedly doing it is the fact that they started it initially so that you could sit up there and do it. So at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, let's say like a martial law or any of those types of things, the government can say, well, you asked us to come here. We didn't push ourselves. We didn't force ourselves onto the situation. You cried, you screamed, you hollered, you knocked on the doors, and you asked us to take care of the situation because you specifically couldn't do it yourself. So like I said before, at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, the government is going to be in full control of the United States and the people. And there's not going to be anything that you can sit up there and do about it. And I'm speaking directly to any and everybody who is a Democrat and who is a Republican. And let me just make this mental note for a lot of the religious people out there, because you guys like to go that route. So going back to the compliance pill that I specifically told you about, I forgot if the dude was head of Pfizer or Moderna. It was one of the people that didn't want to take his own medication first that his company was making. He didn't want to give it to his family first, and he didn't want to take it first. So that speaks volumes specifically by itself. But dealing with that compliance pill, it is also going to lead into the other aspect that people like to talk about, where it's like, oh, the mark of the beast, the barcode, and all these other types of, it's going to lead directly into that. And this is when I also talk to people about the 15-minute cities. If you don't know what 15-minute cities are, you can look at different areas around the world where they have these things. You have those such as I want to say it should be in China, right? This is also where you had super and hypermarkets and things of that nature. If you don't know what super and hypermarkets are, those are pretty much markets where there are little to no workers directly in them, and everything is pretty much run autonomously, meaning by robots, AI, and things of that nature, where you might have 1 to 2 or pretty much 5 workers working in that establishment. If you don't know what those are, still you can look at certain areas such as New York and Whole Foods, where they have a type of, in a sense, autonomous or a hypermarket or things of that nature. So before your eyes, a lot of the things, or the Orwellian, type of future, a lot of those things are coming to fruition. A lot of those things are taking place and happening. Again, to anybody who's religious, to anybody who is a Democrat, anybody who is a Republican, it does not matter. It does not. It just realistically, it does not matter. And again, a lot of people thought that the rapture was supposed to happen like a month or so ago. Obviously, we're still here. So I guess people cannot foresee or foretell the future. But what I do know is looking at the reality of it, looking at technology, looking at the blueprint, the layout, and the plans, I can tell you how a lot of these things are going to take place. Going back to California, which is a video I brought you guys earlier this year, Gavin Newsom was talking about during the midst of the fires, and I'm talking about right behind him, you still saw the smoldering ashes, the remains of buildings and or churches or whatever it was that was in that area. He was already talking about LA 2.0. If you don't know about LA 2.0, I did a video directly on that as well too, and I went through the papers, laid out quite a few things and whatnot or whatever. This is the exact same thing and plans that they have set for a variety of states in the United States, where everything is going to be dealing with smart technology, smart grids. Everything is connected and interconnected, intertwined, and things of that nature. So, like I said, whether you like it or not, because you guys have allowed the government so much leeway, you've allowed them so much road to just run, they're just going to keep going. They're going to see how far that they can sit up there and go. And they're at a point where you can't stop them. It doesn't matter what you want to say. It doesn't matter what you want to do. It doesn't matter how you want to sit up there and vote. You're not going to stop what is going to come because you weren't trying to stop it from the beginning when people warned you and when people told you specifically about this. So for all of you guys out there, it's like, oh, Democrat and Republican, this is on all of you. Because you're so worried about who's right and who's wrong that you could not see the enemy that was directly in front of you, that was out there in the open. Because you guys are so worried about, oh, my side is the right side. My side is the side of God, and nobody and anybody who is against this side is obviously a demon, like the Democrats and rah 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 rah. So be it. So be it, because you are both idiots. You both are so stupid, but you claim to be so intelligent, but yet you let the devil in. How does that work? How does that work? You understand that the devil is very great at lying. You understand that the devil is very great at manipulating situations and causing situations and being able to match in and hide and, push hidden switches. But the main thing is you have to welcome the devil in. And that's what both of y'all did. You both let him in. And now everybody is going to suffer because of your poor choices and decisions. But yet still at the end of the day, you guys are going to be like, well, we voted, less in a way that you guys did. So we let a little bit less of the devil in. So we're actually better. No, you're both failures. You both are failures at the end of the day. Crazy work. You both vote for the exact same demon. You say that you both believe in separate gods, but they're all the same. That's some crazy work. And here we are. Here we are. And it's still not going to get through to a lot of people. And a lot of people are still going to go out there and, I vote this way, or you vote that way, or you're a Trump supporter, you're a Kamala this, you all lost. It's over. You sold yourselves, your souls, and your kids, and many generations after. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys don't actually care about that because you won't be around during that timeline. So all of the future will suffer the consequences that realistically you should be the one to bear. But hey, it'd be like that, right? Time, waits for everybody in a sense, I guess. Or I guess they say time waits for no man. Whichever way, right? You guys will figure it out, though. You guys will figure it out. But anyways, now we're going to go directly to another side of the area of which that I've talked about before. And this is dealing more so with a lot of the islanders who decided that they wanted to team up and they wanted to speak a type of way about Black Americans because of things that transpired and took place during the hurricane that happened recently and that hit the island, and a lot of resorts were thrown in shambles. A lot of people were thrown in shambles. And we're going to take a look at some of the things that people have to say.
The ungrateful tourists them where they at the hotel at Jamaica. Come here. Storm just come and tear down a blood clot place. One two no. We not complain about food we not get in a bag. Don't eat it. Dead. Cause you see we have more important things to deal with and we still get some of it and half of Jamaica homeless. And we still complain. Go on home. Go on through the Mashup airport. Go on. One next dog bed she come out. Are we in jail? Why we can't go to the pool? Girl, in a time like this, go and go dead. Why we can't go to the sea? Go and go drown. You know see how the sea level rise? Someone who just learn to be thankful and come and say with the dirty Americanized ways. Go on home, me dying for no go home.
Another thing, Black people, when y'all travel into these countries like the Caribbean and stuff like that, can y'all please leave your entitlement at home? Please, leave it at home. Let me tell you, in Jamaica, the hotel workers, the service workers, they're the front line of tourism. They are literally there to make sure you have a great time when you reach the country. They are people that you treat nicely. There are people that you tip well. And I see it too many times when Americans come to Jamaica and y'all flexing on the workers. It's not a good look. That's not what you do. And I see it a lot and y'all have this superiority complex, how y'all be treating them workers. Y'all do it in the Caribbean. I see y'all doing it in Jamaica, and y'all be doing it in West Africa. Y'all be doing it in Ghana too. Y'all be flexing. No. That is not the way to do it. That's not what you do when you travel. Humble your blood clot self. Humble yourself. You tip them well. You treat them nicely. You understand? Hey, let me tell you, y'all got the right. I don't know if y'all got the right or y'all got the right nationality of people. Cause we will cuss y'all 40 days and 40 nights. We're not done. We're not gonna be done. I know the people down at yard can't do nothing right now, but me will cuss them. Me will cuss uno. Every day me will cuss uno. Y'all gotta tighten up. Tighten up. It's not a good look. When you travel, be respectful. I can't even believe I have to say these things. Be respectful to the locals. Jamaicans love, we are very hospitable people. We are very nice people. We're very friendly people. We are people who give the shirt off our back. We will help you out. But don't go down there and treat none of them. Don't treat the people them bad. Because what I seen on this TikTok, left, right, and center, y'all be treating the workers bad. Men are like it. I despise the attitude. I despise. You down there in a Category 5 hurricane. People have nothing. Uno aguan because they can't get proper breakfast. And when the airport's open, y'all, because they need to go now. Today.
So I just want to note, I find it very hilarious when these folks, now it's different when I hear the Jamaicans, because you know that purely they're Jamaican, they're basically there in all of these things, right? You can hear the accent, right? There's no type of switch up, but it's very interesting when you can hear these folks who are like, hey, they're from the islands, and it's like this weird switch up, and she had like this Black American, basic standard accent, and then she decided to click directly to the side of her natural accent. I'm like, so why is there even like a switch up? You should just be naturally talking how your people naturally talk. Like this doesn't even make any type of sense. You're talking like a people that you're not, right? You're in a sense imitating. You have a type of vernacular of which is not even natural to where it is that your people are even from. But yet, for whatever reason, when you want to speak directly to Black Americans and talk to us, you want to do this type of thing of speaking to us as if you are us, and then you do this differentiation to try to show that, oh, I'm really not, of y'all. This is basically me and my heritage. This is that and all this other type of stuff. So I'm going to sit up there now because I'm angry and frustrated. I'm going to speak to you, as my people would sit up there and speak to you, because they don't have the time to, man, miss me with all that. Miss me with all of that foolishness. Like I said, you got a lot of runners and track stars directly out here who want to specifically come at Black Americans, but they never have this type of energy for America itself, the people who run it. They never have this type of energy for the Chinese, the Asian man, and they never have this type of energy for the European man, right? They never have this type of energy for those, three. But for whatever reason, they can always find and see the time and effort in order to get directly online and make videos dedicated towards Black Americans. Now, instead of them making all of these videos towards Black Americans, wouldn't all of this energy and effort be better used and focused to help out the people in Jamaica, to raise money directly for them, to maybe make a benefit concert, like get all of the popular Jamaican artists that may not be there at the current time, and they do a benefit concert in order to raise millions of dollars to bring that back home, to help out with the repairs and to help out with food, electricity, and all and generators and things of that nature? Wouldn't that be a more effective way to use your time and energy to help out your people? Oh no. The best way to do it is to come directly at Black Americans in order to show that we really love and care about our people. Okay, sure. It's crazy work, but we also got a part two to this woman. So here we go.
To all the tourists, I don't know where you come from. You could be from America, Canada. I don't know where you come from. But to all the tourists who are complaining about the food at the resorts, the fact that you have to pay extra to stay at the resorts, and you're complaining that your honeymoon, your vacation is ruined because of the hurricane. SYM. You guys are so tone deaf. You guys lack compassion. I'm seeing at some of the resorts, y'all are pushing and abusing the workers and all these things. Like, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Y'all really need to have some compassion and have some sympathy. People are losing their homes. People not gonna have nothing. And because you decided to book a vacation during hurricane season, big hurricane season, you're complaining? I don't want to hear it. Like, the whole day, I've just been furious watching all these videos about y'all complaining. Y'all complaining about the lack of food and this and that. People about to have nothing. Some people about to have nothing. Stop. It's not a good look. Y'all look ridiculous. But done talk.
Jamaica is in shambles. I'm on my period, first day, so I'm already not in the fucking mood. All you big, dirty, stinking, grey-back, 300-pound burger-eating Americans, get the...
All right, so I just had to pause it right here on this one here. Now, the thing I said before in the previous live stream still stands. I find it very interesting, right, that these same folks, who a lot of their people are runners and track stars, and a lot of them are in New York, right? A lot of their folks ran directly from Jamaica all the way to New York. You even got some Jamaicans that are in the UK, right? Running everywhere else but back home. And they decide to get directly online and just in unison, just come together, formulate Voltron, and start talking about Black Americans. Now, somebody has to make it make sense to me on why is it that the individuals, right, the peoples that of Jamaica that I see online talking about Black women always want to talk about weight. Do they not know and understand that Black women come in a variety of shapes and sizes and heights? Why is it that you see one person and you automatically think that, oh, I see the size of that woman there, she obviously has to be Black American, so I'm just going to say and deem it and think it's so, that obviously she's Black American, and I'm just going to sit up there and go off. And then you have countless people that decide that they want to follow suit, jump directly on this bandwagon, and not even educate themselves on who specifically it is that they are talking directly about. Now, in some videos, I've seen some people say that it was two people that were complaining. I at least know of one. If there was another person that was complaining, I don't know who that person was. But I know the one main person that was complaining, she was not even Black American at all. Nowhere throughout her bloodline or her heritage. That woman was from Bermuda. And the only Bermuda I know is the Bermuda Triangle. I'm just going to be honest. So that's where I am at this moment in time. Like, you're lost out there at sea like Atlantis. Like, nobody really knows you. So it's crazy to me how one of their own that is from the islands was the one that contributed to this whole fiasco, to this whole situation. And they can't even realize it, nor did they want to do any type of research, because that's how much of a hatred that they have for Black Americans. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical in nature. Like it didn't take me, no more than a few, Google hits in order to find out that the woman was from Bermuda. But yet you have these raggedy souls directly up here deciding that they want to sit up there and speak directly on Black Americans in such a negative way. They want to sit up there and try to call us broke. They want to try to call us, overweight. They want to try to call us ungrateful and yada, 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 yada. But yet those are the exact same things they are when they come directly to the United States. Because it seems to me that they forget who it is that even made a welcome mat, who even made the open doors for them to even step directly through. Because before us, there were no doors. There was no welcoming mat. There was no pavement for them to sit up there and walk directly on safely. Because of Black Americans, because of the blood, because of the sweat, because of the tears, because of the sacrifice, because of the many years of toiling the soil directly here, they are able to bring their ungrateful island asses directly to the United States, and they can profit without having to put any blood, sweat, and tears or sacrifice anything. That's how ungrateful they are. This is how much they forget. These are the same people that also turn around and say that Black Americans don't have any type of culture. We don't have anything. These are the same people that say that we have no heritage, that we don't know where we come from, or anything of the sort. That is some wild work. Black Americans are not running from anybody. We are standing 10 toes down and actually fighting, while Jamaicans can't even own their beaches. They can't even really go on their own beaches. Better yet, their waters, you might as well say that the waters are pretty much sold as well too. Because you got the Chinese directly up over there. You got many other peoples directly over there, pretty much, buying up and doing whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do. This is why when it deals with Jamaica, a lot of stuff is heavily on tourism. When it deals with monies, there are stats directly on that too about how much, Black Americans contribute, when it deals with tourism and things of that nature. People can look into that if they want to. But, it's crazy when you look at those numbers and you look at the fact that Black Americans make up those numbers, and then you turn around and look at videos like this where they want to call us broke. That's some crazy work. It's diabolical. When a lot of Black Americans know that when we happen to travel, and you can look at TikTok or many other videos directly up there, when we go to Black areas such as, say, like a Jamaica or Africa or whatnot, whatever, we get upcharged. The normal natural people who are there, like let's say the normal Jamaicans or the normal Africans, they have a standard price, right, for their own people. Then those same people have a different price when it deals with white people or Europeans. And then they have a higher price when it deals with Black Americans. And then you turn back around and you think about what the previous woman said, where she was like, oh, you guys need to sit up there and tip well, tip good. How about you take the money that you have as the Islander or Jamaican woman that you are, since you want to speak on Black Americans? How about you take that money and you roll directly over there to Jamaica and help them build back whatever it is that they need to sit up there and build, or reestablish whatever it is that they need to reestablish? How about you sit up there and do that instead of focusing in on Black Americans and trying to generalize and put all of us in this magical, quote unquote, same boat as what you guys came in? How about you do that? Well, let's continue.
Fuck out of Jamaica. I don't care if you have to swim back, get out. Y'all know Jamaican hurricane season. You know the Caribbean have hurricane season during this time, so that's one thing already should know that. This hurricane has been coming for a week now. You had time to change your flight. You had time to check out and go back to your godforsaken country. And you don't have the audacity to complain about the food you're getting.
Wait. So I'm just trying to figure out. So she said that Black Americans need to go back to our godforsaken country. If it is so godforsaken, why are a lot of her people from those same waters of which she is speaking from, why are they here in this godforsaken country? Why are some of them fearful of getting deported? I'm a little bit confused. If it is such a godforsaken country, why are your people here? Why do we have Jamaicans here? I'm just a little bit confused. That doesn't make any type of sense. If this is the worst of the worst, then shouldn't your people be back home? Shouldn't you be making some type of bullhorn or, building a ship so your people can come directly back home? You should be gathering them, right? But yet you're not. And yet your people are still trying to come directly here to have a better life because, look at the American dollar and how much it's worth in comparison to yours. I'm just saying it's a little bit, I'm a little bit baffled. I'm a little bit confused. Right? This is why you have a lot of people from all over the world basically come to the United States because of the money, because they can make a lot here, and then when it is transferred or converted directly over into their money, it's astronomical. Right? The money can go a long way. It can really help out. Let's say if they might have came over here to help out, their peoples or their families or whatnot or whatever to, help establish some things back home. They can easily and readily do that quicker in the United States versus back home. But yet you say that this is a God forsaken land, but yet your people are here. That's wild to me. Shouldn't your people be trying to make businesses where they are and establish things where they are? Shouldn't your people be happy with the money? I'm not even sure what the currency is directly there in Jamaica. Shouldn't you be able to, build up whatever you need with the currency that you have there? Why would they need to be here? It's a godforsaken land, right? It's the worst of the worst, but yet they're here. Wow, some crazy work though.
Oh, we're only getting pastries for breakfast. Oh, they're giving us like goodie bags with snacks and things in there. Like, where's the buffet? Why isn't the buffet open? You guys are so dense and so ridiculous. It's actually comical. It's funny. These people at the hotel who are rationing and portioning out food for all of the ungrateful people, their house is now flat. They have no roof, flooded, no car, no goat, no sheep, no mango tree. Everything is gone. Everything is fucking gone. Yet they came to the hotel to make sure you guys are okay. And they're like, oh, we still have to pay nightly to be there. Yes, because Una could get the fuck out and go up on the street. You know how much people don't have no house right now? You know how many people don't have no bed to sleep in right now? Now you choose to come to Jamaica with your cheap self and come to cheap hotel. The people I see complaining are complaining that are real. Sorry, but if you were at a Secrets or a Hilton, you wouldn't be complaining because those people aren't posting videos, right? Right. But you want a cheap-ass hotel, you're at the Rio right now, and you're complaining that the buffet isn't open? Go suck on them.
Jamaicans in the United States don't really care about their fellow countrymen back home, right? And what they care about is the optics of how things look and how things are perceived to the world online. Because have they cared about their fellow countrymen back home that's looking for just a fraction of the opportunities that they have, then the topic of today would have been about what's going on and how can they galvanize their people together. Jamaicans galvanize Jamaican here. They have the privileges, they have the money, they have the resources off the backs of Black American ancestors, right? That would have been the topic of conversation today. But the topic of the conversation today was a Black American saying whatever they said and come to find out it was somebody from Bermuda. And that's what all the videos was about, what a so-called Black American had there. So this shows they don't really care about their fellow countrymen. Had they cared, this would have been the topic of them coming together and putting money to help their fellow countrymen out. So that I learned a lot today, that a lot of people, not just Jamaicans, a lot of people in the so-called diaspora don't really care about their fellow countrymen. They care about how things look online, and they care about what you say about their country online, but don't want to really do the real work of helping their people.
Y'all go click this comment for full context and then come back to my video. It's ironic that you're in America. You look very comfortable in your bed in America while criticizing Americans as a Jamaican woman. That seems to be a pattern among many people without roots here. There's this sense of entitlement, like the audacity is wild. Now it turns out that the woman who was going off at the resort wasn't an American. She's from Bermuda. Yet people were so quick to attack Black Americans over it. It's like some folks are very eager to slander us at every opportunity, calling us ignorant or uncultured, but stay silent when white or Asian investors buy up their beaches and restrict native access. And look, honestly, I did start to feel sorry for Jamaicans and what's going on in Jamaica. And anytime I start to feel sorry for another country and their people, I regret it afterwards. It's like the second one Black American does something wrong, here comes every country, the citizens of those countries, here y'all goofy asses come to pile on us. Y'all group all of us together over the actions of one person. And come to find out, they weren't even Black American. I'll keep my American dollars. Thank you. Honestly, I'm glad more non-Americans are showing how they really feel about us Americans. It's revealing so much. And look, if you're not from America and you're currently in America, why the fuck are you here if you hate this country so much? If you hate everything about this country, why the fuck are you here? Leave. Go back home. Literally, I couldn't stand one country that I was living in. I didn't talk shit in that country while living in that country. I wouldn't do that. That's disrespectful as fuck. I just brought my happy ass back home to America. If y'all want to say, oh, we weren't going in on black Americans, just Americans overall. Okay, if you don't like it here, then leave.
Don't come back. We don't need any money. We don't need any family. Please, me, I beg you, don't come back.
Okay, this is the video that I was referencing in my last video.
So before we go directly to this guy here, this is at 9 minutes and 21 seconds. I just want to highlight this real quick to go over this information real quick. So I typed in how much money do Black Americans spend on tourism. They said Black Americans spend $145 billion on travel back in 2023. This figure reflects a significant increase from pre-pandemic spending levels and accounts for approximately 11% of the total United States leisure travel market. Right, so that's quite a lot that Black Americans spent on travel. And that was back in 2023. Now, just imagine how much or what share of that specifically went to, let's say, Jamaica. Because Black Americans are like, hey, we want to, be by, our own people or people that look like us. We want to be able to breathe and all these other types of things. Just imagine how much of those billions there went towards Jamaica or some of the other islands directly out there. Just imagine that. And these are the same people that want to turn around and say that Black Americans are broke. Also, knowing the fact that when I was looking up this stuff in the background as the video was playing, it stated that Jamaica highly relies on tourism. Color me surprised on that. Highly. Right? So just think if tourism basically stopped when it deals with Jamaica. Just think about that for a second. Or think about if Black Americans decided that they wanted to pull their money back and be like, you know what, we're not going to sit up there and travel there. We're going to listen to what a lot of the Jamaicans said to us, that we need to go home, never come back. Don't think about, coming here and how it is that they don't need our money. Just think about if Black Americans actually 100% listen and pull back. I wonder what type of dip that would cause financially to just the tourism area and then the surrounding areas of Jamaica. I wonder what would happen, right? Or how much that would affect them. But
I was sitting here thinking to myself, there's never been a problem with foundational Black Americans and Jamaicans. I grew up with a bunch of Jamaicans, right? There's never been a problem. Black Americans support reggae. They support Jamaican restaurants here in America. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what happened? Why is there a beef all of a sudden? So what I did was I went back and I looked at the content of the females. And one thing I noticed, one thing that really stood out to me was the majority of the videos that I watched where these females were telling Black Americans, the ones that were cosplaying as Jamaicans, what we call Jafakins. And they were telling Black Americans not to come to Jamaica. They'd be glad when they leave. So I said to myself, self, let me go back and watch their content. So I went back and I watched other videos that they made. And guess what? There was no Jamaican accent. And not only there was no Jamaican accent, they didn't even live in Jamaica. The one female that I attached the video just now, she's in Toronto. And I went back to watch some of her other videos, and you can barely hear the Jamaican accent.
So let me get this straight. So you have a quote unquote Jamaican or African, whatever it is. You got this individual that is not even in Jamaica. You're in the safety of Toronto, which means you're in Canada. You're not getting touched by hurricanes or anything like that. And you somehow, some way decided that you wanted to skedaddle your way into a situation that has nothing to do. You're literally on a whole nother landmass, and you want to speak on a conversation that has zero to do with you at all. But because you are quote unquote, I guess, Jamaican, you're like, oh, I'm about to sit up there and throw my hat directly into this fight ring and sit up there and give the black Americans a good 1-2. Huh? What are we doing here? How does like this is what I'm talking about. Like, and this is why I try to tell a lot of folks out here, like, yo, y'all gonna let a lot of these Africans out here mess situations up for y'all. Y'all gonna let a lot of these Africans directly out here mess things up for y'all, and y'all don't even see it. Y'all don't even understand it. And I promise you, Jamaicans ain't about to sit up there and correct them at all. They ain't gonna say nothing. Right? The same way that they don't sit up there and say nothing to white folks. The same way they don't say nothing to the Chinese. And it's gonna be the same way they're gonna be sitting up there being with a lot of those Africans. They ain't about to say nothing. Well, let's continue.
Now all of a sudden everybody wants to be Jafakin. And like I said, I noticed that the majority of the females that's making these videos are high yellow females. Females that's got white in their family. Like in South Africa, you have the white South Africans mixing with the natives, and then you got the biracial kids that's coming up, and then their skin is light, they're yellow or red bone. And they say, oh, I'm South African. I'm Jamaican man. They got the little patois going on. But in their other videos, you don't hear that patois. And they don't live in Jamaica. So you have a lot of Jamaicans out there cosplaying as Jamaicans. But that could be why Black Americans and Jamaicans appear to be beefing now, because you have some Jamaicans there. You may have Africans, just like Africans cosplay Black Americans. You have Africans and other people, even Black American, cosplaying Jamaicans. They are Jamaicans, and they may have a Jamaican flag on their profile, but they're not Jamaicans, and they're not in Jamaica. So that's why it's so easy for them to get on social media and cosplay.
And there's also a lot of them that are in other areas. Like you have, some of them directly in the UK as well too. Again, I've covered this before, where you had a lot of them that wanted to step directly into the ring when it dealt with Black Americans, and we were talking about American food and British food and all of these things. And for whatever reason, a lot of those Jamaicans up there wanted to get mad about it. I'm like, the food that is up there is not even yours. You didn't create or have anything to do with English food. Like, this is food that the Europeans have. This is what they eat. They eat rations. They're still surviving back from the Great Wars. Like they're still living with that PTSD. It's like, yo, we can't move past this. This is the food. Like we don't know when the next bomb is going to sit up there and hit. Right? It's that whole deal. But they decided that they wanted to step into the ring and they want to sit up there and defend grand old England or whatnot or whatever. I'm like, dog, don't you got a place? Don't you actually got a whole home, a whole landmass where your people and everything are, where y'all got your own types of like actual food that is your actual food? Why are you defending European foods? Like, this don't got nothing to do with you. This don't got nothing to do with you. American and Britain and America, they've been having this back and forth for eons. So I'm like, why? I don't even understand why you even jumping directly in this. Like I said, I keep trying to tell people that, people got to understand that you cannot serve two gods. And a lot of these folks directly out here who are from other places, they tend to serve two gods. And I keep telling people, it's going to come to a point in time that these gods that you serve, which means your countries, areas of which that you're from, is going to come to a point in time where they're going to tell you to choose. If you don't believe me, just think about the Olympics. Just think about whenever they have a lot of these winter games. We for Red Wings, again, I'm from Detroit, born and raised. We got what was it? Wayne Gretzky or whoever it was during the time. During the time we had like a lot of Canadian players or whatnot, whatever, right? So what would tend to happen is that when it's like the Olympics or country versus country, a lot of those people, right, will go back to their country. So if they were on an American team, a lot of those Canadians will go back to Canada. They would play specifically for home, for Canada, right? You're going to be made. You're going to have to choose if you are for your original home or the home that you are specifically at. And I cannot wait for that time to sit up there and happen. I cannot wait for that time to sit. There's going to be a lot of people crying. I'll tell you that one. Because a lot of people want to sit up there and have their cake and eat it too. And a lot of that is going to come directly to an end, and a lot of people are not going to know how to deal with it or bear with it. But like I said, it is what it is. This is the bed that a lot of people have made specifically for themselves. So they are going to have to suffer and deal with the terms and the conditions of what it is that they decided to make. Right? So I think I'll save. Will I do this video next or will I do this one? Matter of fact, I'll do this video next, then add on the next two, right?
All the Americans down there, black Americans in the hotel and the resorts, who talking shit about the workers and about Jamaica. As soon as the airport opens, y'all go home. Go home. Go home. Jamaicans didn't call y'all down there. Y'all know a storm was coming. A hurricane was coming. A whole of 10 days. Y'all knew this. Y'all have a chance to go home. You chose to stay. Then y'all talking shit, talking about food, and talking about Jamaicans treat us this way. And look what we eating for breakfast. Go on America for breakfast.
Americans, whoa there. Please watch your mouth when you're talking about the Jamaicans. Okay, I'm not Jamaican.
So, okay. So let me just pull back real quick. So we heard this woman, right? And again, I want to just say this again. I've seen a lot of women like this who claim to be or say that they are Jamaican, who are obviously bigger women, who also were going on the attack when they dealt with Black American women and how it is that they wanted to generalize and talk about Black American women. Again, I'm trying to be nice, but it's a little bit odd to me, how somebody who is obviously of a certain size decides that they want to try to talk about another group of people because of quote unquote their size. It's a little bit weird to me, right? But anyways, you heard this Jamaican, clearly know that she is Jamaican, but then you are going to hear this woman directly here who, oddly enough, when I first heard her voice, I'm like, okay, you sound normal, but then some things started to take place and happen. So let's just take a quick listen to her words. I'm just going to rewind this real quick and play it here.
Americans, whoa there. Please watch your mouth when you're talking about the Jamaicans. Okay, I'm not Jamaican, but I'm a West Indian woman. And what y'all not going to do is try to fearmonger and spread weird narratives about the country. You don't know anything. And it's 2025 and your ignorance is showing. One thing about the Caribbean, disaster preparedness is a way of life. We've been doing it since we were kids. 2, most houses are reinforced by steel and are built with concrete. It's not them Weetabix houses you guys have. 3, when in times of disaster, people know how to come together and help each other. They're not fighting each other in Walmart for toilet paper and rations. We have more brought up see than that. We come together and we help each other. 4, your fear-mongering, tragedy porn, kink fetish, whatever it is.
Well, let me just go back real quick. Let me just put it.
They're not fighting each other in Walmart for toilet paper.
It's some crazy work. A lot of stereotypes that these folks like to have about Black Americans is like, oh, we're not, over fighting in Walmart over toilet paper and toiletries. It's some crazy work. It's some crazy work for a group of people that still cry over the king and queen. I'm like, aren't y'all freed already? Aren't y'all like independent Jamaica? Why are you still sitting up there caring about what's going over there in Britain? Why you care what's going on over there in the UK? Why are you sitting up there crying at every single funeral that has nothing to do with you, knowing the fact that nobody in the UK is going to sit up there and bust a tear directly over when it is that any of you die? How does that work? How does that work? That's a free slave mentality that you got going on at this moment in time. Like, I remember when the whole thing was happening with the queen, y'all were, oh my God, give me the queen. Yeah. It was so crazy. I'm like, yo, you would have thought that somebody's like actual family member, you know, had passed. And it wasn't. It was somebody that is not even of their bloodline. It was somebody that don't even actually care about you. But yet you were giving all of this love. You were being so gracious. You were being so generous. You were weeping such great large tears again for a family that cares nothing of you. You were just a piece of land, slaves. That's it, workers. No more, no less. And you were sitting up here shedding tears. That's like Black Americans in the United States crying every single time a United States president basically passes. Really? We're not doing that. You are smoking some deep rocks. Deep rocks. We ain't doing that. But you know, y'all gonna sit up there and do it though. Once you start going through like the the whole family, directly over there, y'all gonna be crying at every single funeral. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical in nature. Crying over a group of people that don't even care. And then it's crazy because I seen some other islanders. Next time I do like a live stream, I'm gonna make sure I find that video. I got a video clip somewhere on one of my hard drives where it was a woman from the islands that when what was it, Prince Charles, the father, whoever it is, right, the one that was married to Diana, he showed up to some place and there was like some island women that were sitting up there cooking. One of them island women, she dropped to her knees like this was her first time she ever saw a man. She dropped to her knees and she was crawling, scraping her knees directly over to Charles, hugged him directly on his waist. Woo, you would have thought something was about to happen. You would have thought it was about to be a flick. You would have thought a movie was about to happen the way that she was running directly over there on her knees. It was crazy. But y'all got the nerve to sit up there and talk about Black American women. That's some crazy work. That is some diabolical work. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of videos about you folks directly out there. Y'all got the nerve, the audacity, the gall to sit up there and speak on Black Americans. How dare you? How dare you? And again, like I said before, Black Americans are not running to the places that you guys are at. We're standing 10 toes down. We are fighting for everything that we have, or what little that we basically have left, while we are watching every single other person that is stating that Black Americans, you have no heritage, you have no culture, you have no this, no that, you don't even know where it is that you come from. We're watching all of you guys run from where it is that you originated from, where it is that you come from, to be where it is that we are. How does that work? How does that speak of the type of pride and the value that you have? It doesn't. It does not at all. Because it seems as though that wherever there is white folks, you think that, oh, this is the place where I want to exist. The same exact people who stole your land, you want to be directly with them. So Jamaica, y'all had your whole thing with like the UK or whoever it was, right? But yet y'all decide to flee from the UK. Flee from Jamaica to be up there with those folks that originally put you in the dire straits that you are currently in. That's some wild work. Like I said, they don't need change no more. They already got you. It's like the slave master just like, hey, we're just going to leave you alone. We don't want nothing to do with you no more. You're like, oh, no, master, please. No, master, please. I'm coming to you. Huh? So the Europeans left you alone. And because they left you alone, you couldn't sit there and really be by yourself. So y'all decided, oh, we're going to sit up there and be with them since they don't want no parts of us. Woo, that's diabolical. That's diabolical. But let's continue.
And rations. We have more brought up than that. We come together and we help each other. 4, your fear-mongering, tragedy porn, kink fetish, whatever it is y'all have, where you just like are so gleeful when bad things happen to people and you use that as an opportunity to be performatively good, keep that somewhere else. Jamaicans will deal and cope with tragedy however they see fit. If you didn't want
So now we're going to cut directly into this video here, right? And the reason why this is an important video is because I saw a video about a day or so ago where I guess some Jamaicans decided that they wanted to showcase the people that were helping clean up at the hotels. And for whatever reason, they just showed all white people, right? They show white people in the pool, picking up some wood and doing all this other type of stuff, pushing brooms and lifting and doing all of this stuff, right? I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So I'm like, but I thought Black Americans were out there. I'm like, how is it possible that Black Americans are out there, but yet y'all not showing no Black Americans, on any of these videos? I'm like, y'all just want to highlight the white folks and act like that is just the zenith. That is just the peak of what is supposed to be happening. That is the peak of humanity. That is the peak of the people who actually do something, right? So now we're going to look at two videos, right? And again, I want to showcase these because none of these Jamaicans that want to run their mouth and open their mouth and talk about Black Americans in such a negative way, none of them decided again to do the research and actually showcase the fact that you got Black Americans who are on that land helping to try to clean up and pick up the things after the hurricane. So let's take a look.
I appreciate you, sir. Respect. Yes. Where you from? Indiana.
Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh. New Jersey. Where you from? Philadelphia. Jersey. Where you from? No. All right. Where you from? Florida.
Right. So now let me go to the next video directly up here. And we got some young Black women who, because a lot of Jamaicans also wanted to say that Black Americans were not thankful for such as Amanda Seales. Again, she's from Grenada. And she wanted to run her mouth directly on social media as normally she does. Like I said, a clock could be, I guess, right 2 times a day, however it is that they like to say that phrase. And, there'll be some times out there where Amanda Seales is directly on point. And then there's other times like this where Amanda Seales has just lost her damn mind and decided that she want to talk directly out of her ass, no matter how educated she is. So now, again, we just saw Black Americans that were out there, right, from a variety of states that were helping, clean up. So now we're going to look at a video where you will see Black American women. They're not yelling. They're not crying. They're not, doing all these things that supposedly they were saying that, Black American women were sitting up there doing. You're going to see them doing something vastly different.
So it is the morning after the hurricane, and we just want to walk around and thank all the staff at the Deja Resort, y'all. When I say they took care of us for real. Like nothing. We want to hug and say thank you for taking care of us during the storm. Appreciate you. What's your name? Ashley. Thank you. Y'all, this is your name. Thank you. We're telling him thank you for taking care of us during the storm, y'all. Hey, guys. They was coming to our room. We're safe in his arms. We love y'all for real. What Jordan do?
Jordan personally made sure I got my plate of food. He said, you ain't get your food? Hold on. Came back to my room, knocked on my door, gave me 2 hot plates.
During the storm, y'all.
During the storm,
during the hurricane.
100 and some went outside. He came and brought me my food. So
we love y'all for real. This is the chef, y'all. Thank you to them for still cooking for us during this storm, y'all. Yeah. It was so good. Thank you. Our hard work during the storm, okay? Thank you, Leonard. These are friends. They be talking to us. They come to our room and check on us and everything. Everything, thank you. Yeah. We're good. We don't know when we're going home. We're with y'all as far as we know. Thank you. This is Satia, guys.
We're kidding.
Say thank you for taking care of us during this hurricane. Thank you. Satia's the best, and he works so hard.
Yeah.
This the head chef, y'all. The food was so good, and they were still cooking for us during the hurricane. Thank you, chef. No sack lunches over here at Deja Resort. They still cook for us during the hurricane. To the people.
We say we always look for our people. Always be positive and stay focused at all times.
Amen. Thank you. No, this is Delia, guys. She's the manager at the resort. She is taking care care of everybody and making sure everybody is okay and everybody is good. Yes. They made this 3-star resort a 5-star resort with the experience and the love from the people, y'all. Yes, ma'am. Here go Mini-Me, y'all. That's my favorite. I think Mini-Me is my favorite. Thank you, Mini-Me.
What's up?
Come here, this is a video thanking Deja Resort. This is our hotel security, y'all. This
Yeah,
is
look,
Run. We're
yeah.
making a video thanking the staff for all their hard work during the storm. We really appreciate
I will
it.
take
We
care of them,
appreciate
okay?
y'all.
They will coming home back safe,
They
all
have
right?
to spend time away from their kids to come deal with us. And that's very unfortunate. They still have to
Yeah,
go back
baby,
home
favor you.
to their families, and they still have to go check on their own families, and they still here working.
Well, your baby have to favor you. That's another
My
life
baby
last
favor
night.
me?
Yeah, I got the life last night. And I watch out some of your videos.
You watch some of the videos? Yes.
I was on your live, but you never know.
I didn't see.
Yeah,
I didn't. Y'all, this is Roshan.
Hey, y'all good?
Good. We good, my friend. No, Wagwan.
Wagwan, the G.
Thank you to Roshan, y'all. He did everything we needed him to do and more. He came to our room, checked on us, did all of that. They made sure we okay during this storm. I ain't speaking pop. Okay. So what I gotta say? I can tell you what I gotta
You
say.
need to say, yo, big up Jamaica.
Big up Jamaica.
Always come on the island.
Always come to the island.
Make sure I say, yo, when I come back, I just beer vibes.
Shout out to them, y'all know for real. They've been taking care of us. Coming to
Where
our
Jim
room, banging our door down, talking about y'all want some food. Y'all come and get some food right now. Making us get some food. Everything. This is Jim, y'all. Shout out to Jim. Jim, it took us a little minute for Jim because Jim was scaring us. We first met Jim at the club. We didn't know he worked here. We met him at the club, y'all. And he was scaring us. We thought he was good care of us. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming to check on us and everything.
Thank you.
Tell the people what you got to tell the people.
Be safe.
Yeah, Jim was a little skeptical at first, y'all, but we started hanging out. He was cool. But we first met him at the club, y'all, and we didn't know he worked here. So when we came back here, and then he came like 15 minutes later, we thought he followed us to the resort and everything. But no, he worked here and he cool, y'all. The staff has been amazing at Deja Resort. If you come to Jamaica, this may be a 3-star hotel. It may not be directly on the beach, but it's right across the street from the beach, and the staff will make it a 5-star hotel. I swear to God. And this hotel was very sturdy during the hurricane. I swear, it was very sturdy. So 5-star review to Deja Resort. If you come to Jamaica anytime in the future in 2026, I know people might not be traveling for the rest of the year, but definitely we did Ashley first. Yeah. Look at him, Ashley. Make sure y'all book with this resort though. It may only be 3-star as far as like the amenities and everything like that, but it's still great. The people have fun. They turn up with us. They go out. Like it's very fun. It's very fun. Shout out to them.
So we saw that, right? And that was about a good, let me see, a good 5+ minute video where the young black women there went through the hotel and thanked several of the Jamaican people for the hospitality, for helping them and checking directly in on them, for giving them food and different things of that nature. Went through and thanked a lot of them. And this is one of the only videos, like out of all of the groups that normally go there to Jamaica, I have yet to see other groups out there do this exact same thing. I'm like, that's a little bit weird, because I'm like, I know that other people do travel to Jamaica. I'm like, so where are all of these other groups at, that were there? Where are they at to do videos like this to thank the Jamaicans at these resorts for the hospitality and the food and all? That's a little bit weird. Like I said, it's funny to me that amongst all of the hoopla that you have Jamaicans and other islanders want to do online about Black Americans, it's funny how they overlook information like this and videos like this. And like I told people before, the reason why that happens is because it doesn't fit the narrative. They can't monetize anything that is positive, especially when it deals with Black Americans. It doesn't sell. It doesn't make money. So in order for them to make money or to get a little bit of something, a nice hot red cent, they got to start talking real greasy, real messy about Black Americans, because then once they do it, everybody will join in. everybody will magically have a story. Like magically, people all over the world be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about those Black Americans and this, that, and the third. I got a story from a friend of 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 a friend. Yeah, he sat up there and." Like magically everybody has a story, even though Black Americans are not even really a percentage when it deals with the world. But it'd be like that, I guess. So now we're going to deal with another Jamaican directly out there who decided that he wanted to run his mouth.
Jamaicans are
and talk directly about Black Americans, right? But the craziest part is what I wanted to do is side by side. So for a portion of the video, the talking portion of the video, when you're going to hear his voice, you'll see the comments rolling. So then after this talking portion, I'll start, talking back and trying to go over some of the comments as they start to roll through, but you'll be able to see them as he's talking. So yeah.
So caught up over Black Americans is because we expected to be treated with respect. We expected unity and brotherhood. So how white people treat Uno in foreign, you would think you would come to a majority Black island and treat the people of Jamaica with love and respect and dignity. Instead, you forward here and treat us the same way the white people treat you. And then you don't even give us no tip. Mr. Medea Ocharius in the KFC, and I was so shocked to see two American ladies arguing, bawling blood with the cashier because they charged her in Jamaican and they wouldn't accept her US money because they told her they wouldn't be able to give her change back in the US money. And them cuss and them guan. Mind you, they were wearing Gucci and name brand, and they couldn't afford $20 of chicken. Uno move, uno nasty blood clot.
So we heard that, right? So you have this white Jamaican that decided that he wanted to, speak negatively directly on Black Americans, right? So beyond that, I wanted to, in a sense, show people the fact that you have a lot of folks that tend to agree with this type of rhetoric, right? Without looking up any type of information, trying to find any other type of videos, alternative videos, comparative to what it is that people like this want to put out. Because it's very easy to demonize and to come after Black Americans, right? This is something that's been going on directly for eons, right? It's easy work, right? It takes very little effort at all, very little energy, right? And people will just automatically believe the negativity. Now, when you want to decide to put out something positive about Black Americans, this is when people want to become, a super sleuth. They want to be Inspector Gadget, they want to decide to be the world's greatest detective. And now they want to start trying to look up information and relook up information and find, different areas to get the information so that they can come down to this conclusion. They're like, oh, well, I guess, you do. Like I said, it's crazy. It's insane how people want to try to do so much work to disprove positivity when it deals with Black Americans versus they want to do little to no work in order to try to figure out if there's more information when somebody tells them something negative about Black Americans. So you see a lot of these people directly in the comment section. These are the comments that are associated and related directly to this video that you see. I'm talking about you got hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of comments like this, where people are just 100% agreeing. Well, matter of fact, let me just pull that back. Where they are 99.9% agreeing. They were maybe about like 2 or 3 comments that I was able to see where they had common sense. But where those comments directly are, people opted to skip over those and like the comments that specifically were agreeing with the OP and his point of view when it dealt with Black Americans. Because, like I said, it's crazy that, again, people, the lie will fly further than the truth. I guess that's the best way to put it, right? You have more people that will be readily ready to believe a lie versus believing the truth. Like I said, it's easy work. 100% easy work. And again, a lot of the comments that people have is quite insane. You would have thought that all of these people supposedly came into contact with the exact same quote unquote Black Americans, supposedly, right? Even though we know that the woman that at least the main videos have talked about was a woman from Bermuda, was not Black American at all. But they wanted to throw all types of insults. They wanted to do all types of weight shaming directly out there. They wanted to throw all types of stereotypes. They wanted to dissect, videos. And it's crazy how a lot of them can have the videos of the woman from Bermuda, but not check the profile. How in the blue hell does that even work? How can, like, I think one of the women that I showed you guys before, and I had to speed up the video, I think she made a 6-minute video where it showcased how the woman from Bermuda wanted to, talk about the in a sense the Lunchable trays that she got. Right? It's crazy work, man. Like I said, 100% is diabolical. It is diabolical. What was it? Somebody called him a bleach walker. That's crazy. That's diabolical. Yeah, that bleaching is real though. That bleaching is real. I'm like, man up here looking like uncooked chicken. That is wild. That is wild. Like I said, you are not surviving in a climate. You have to use SPF 15. Shout out to the Power Rangers. A person like this is going to have to use SPF 15 or 23. And I'm not sure. I also covered a video before, it was years ago, where it dealt with how the sun views people under UV light. And it shows, in a sense, the imperfections in a lot of people's skin, especially those who lack melanin, right? So again, you can't run from that. The sun will tell you the truth. You can lie and and do whatever wizardry that you want to do, but at the end of the day, when it deals with the sun tells no lies, right? The heat and those light rays, it'll get you one way or another. And the interesting thing, because again, I'm associated with him, because you got a lot of folks down there in the islands in Africa and so on that want to sit up there and skin bleach. They slowly but surely start to get an understanding of how important melanin is and how beneficial it is, right? And how it protects you from the UV rays, and it protects you from the potentiality of getting skin cancer, because a lot of other people that lack the type of melanin, right, that we have, they suffer the utmost when it deals with skin cancer. Or they got what was it, like melanoma or whatever it is. I think Hugh Jackman has something like that directly on his nose because he was out in the sun a little bit too long, and they got that cut directly out, and he was fine and dandy. But like I said, that's a normalcy. So I'm guessing the people that like to use this cake soap, bleaching soap, or whatever it is, they want to go through those exact same things. They want to have fun with some skin cancer. They want to go through those exact same scares and whatever else. Like I said, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and sometimes you win the ultimate prize and you'll never come back. Oh boy, you will never come back from that. But like I said, you can't tell people nothing when they hate themselves so much. Can't tell people nothing. Shan was like, LOL, that's his skin. It's tan a bit, and he's getting a bit sunburnt. He's light skinned. You can tell the mixed by the hair. My brother looks just lighter. I mean, I guess, I guess he's this man is looking like Sammy Sosa right now. It's looking real crazy. Sammy Sosa looked just like this man, and Sammy Sosa bleached. That man bleached himself. Like it was looking woo. Sammy Sosa looking like the Walking Dead directly out here. Like, but hey, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Oh snap, I'm gonna spill my cup. Brownstown, a nurse. Okay, I see what you're talking about. We got somebody else that said this is going to backfire on them. Being shamed by refugees is a no-go. It's diabolical. Man, what is up, Pat? Also, much love, respect, and appreciation. Shout out to all of my moderators that are currently here at this moment in time. I didn't really get a chance to read a lot of the comments in a sense. Maybe in the first portion, that was more so when we were going over, everything dealing with Snap and, things of that nature. But yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation. Anybody who, pulled up directly in the comment section. Shout out to, all my moderators and things of that nature. So I don't want to, forget people directly out there, make them think that I ain't seen them or whatnot, But yeah, like I said, stuff out here is drastically crazy. And I don't know. Like I said, you'll have some people out there. I think I had somebody in the comment. Didn't somebody in the comment section try to say that we need to pray and come together for those who are in Jamaica? I could have sworn I saw that directly in here. Let me see. Western Hemisphere, CCP. Let me see. There was somebody directly up here because they were talking about some divide and conquer. I think I saw that for like a brief second, but then I was looking up some stuff online. I'm trying to find it real quick. But like I said before, I'm not 100% a heartless person. Like I said, Godspeed. Hopefully things will get better, and whatnot for the folks down there in Jamaica. The only thing I'm sitting up there saying is this: that a lot of folks out there, they need to really stop being disrespectful to Black Americans. Like I said, there's nothing I can sit up there and do. Because I know for a fact that whenever it is that people feel disrespected, they are going to stand still and not move. No matter what happens to anybody else directly out there. If you have disrespected them, they're going to be like, we're going to stand still and we're not moving nowhere. But like I said before, I'm not 100% a heartless person. Godspeed, fast recovery. I hope things, get back to the normalcy that they got directly down there. But, other than that, that's all I got. Because as I stated to people before that, my time, my energy, and my effort is directly for my people. And the main thing is, as I told people before, no matter the good, the bad, or the ugly, it is directly what it is. It's my people, directly at the end of the day. And I think we had another comment directly out there where somebody wanted to try to pull up in the comment section and talk about Black people don't have this, that, and the third. I'm like, this is why the whole thing of anonymity is going to go by the wayside pretty soon. What was it? I think me and Mo had a conversation. We used to always joke about it. Every single story that was talking about AI or computers, Skynet. Yeah, bring Skynet directly in. Bring Skynet directly in. Bring in the social system. The social system basically means that everything is connected, which means that your legal name is going to pretty much be directly online because everything is going to give you a social credit score. And in order for you to keep that social credit score, you have to act a certain type of way online. So yeah, bring that directly in. Bring that directly in so that the folks directly out there that want to, speak, real crazy. It's like, okay, so this is your actual name here. This is your Facebook here. This is what you look like here. Yeah. Bring that directly in. Because the craziest thing that I've noticed is that there's a field of cowardice when it deals with the internet and folks who want to speak real crazy, right? A lot of folks that even come to this platform and want to talk crazy, they got multiple burner accounts. right? They got multiple Google accounts and all these other types of things for just in case if they get banned or they can't come directly back to a platform or a page or a live stream where they want to just, spam all their type of nonsense, right? And it's funny how a lot of these people think that they're speaking as real or however it is that they want to put it, that they're speaking the truth, right? But yet at the same time, your account is not the truth. The image on your profile is not the truth. The name that you got up there is not specifically the truth. Your Google account is not even linked to your other social medias directly out there because again, you understand that with the words that you say comes consequences, right? It's crazy directly out here, but pretty soon everything is going to transpire as it should, and things will change for the better. Things will change for the better. Gail said if they use that social credit system, then I will have a score of -600. It'd be like that, Gail. I'll probably be right there with you. But the difference is that, we would actually have, our actual faces and things of that nature directly out there. A lot of cowards out here would not. Because I told people before that some of the people that left comments on my on YouTube or whatnot or whatever, I'm like, let me just do a little bit of just like 5 seconds. And I saw pictures of like their whole families. I'm talking about like grandmothers, grandfathers, their current husband, the two different families that they got. I'm like, I'm looking through history books at this moment in time. I'm like, that's wild. And I can go directly from there and I can see like their other family. I'm like, why would y'all on what universe, what plane of existence would you think that it was a very great idea for you to decide to say anything? And this is when a lot of those folks, especially on Instagram, this is when a lot of those folks started making their profiles private. And I'm like, there's no reason to make your profile private if you ain't saying nothing crazy. Like I said, people need to think about these things. Like I said, and some of the main people that want to talk the utmost, especially when it deals with Black folks and dealing with the platforms, they always have, Bible verse. They always state that they're a Christian. They always state America first. They always got this perfect picture where it's like them, the husband and the kids out there just like amongst like the grass or the tree with the swing. I'm like, word. It's beautiful, let me tell you. Hello there, Tippy. How are you doing? Late as usual, I see. Not later than Miss Anderson, but late as usual. Late as usual. Let me see. Hopefully, I got the name correct. What is up to Miss Tashe D? Hopefully, I pronounced that right. I think. hopefully, I pronounced that right. I would. I'm not going to say I would rather butcher the name because that's going to sound bad, but I would rather say the full name versus the alternative. Because then I'm going to have to, put a whole bunch of pauses before, and then I would have to sit up there and say the name. So yeah. Yo, Pookie, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up to Oracle as well? Devin Banks, what is up? You said the new WWE Women's Champion is Jade. Hey, all right. It's my girl right there. Shout out to Jade, aka the storm is coming. Hey, let's go. I'm shocked that Tippy didn't actually throw. That's probably, you know what? That makes sense why Tippy is actually late to this live stream at this moment in time, because she was watching wrestling. Probably a lot of other people watching wrestling too. So I understand. It's crazy work out here. The other thing I do want to mention as well too is the fact how a lot of people like to say that Black Americans, I'm just going to add this directly in there since we're still on this topic. You got folks out there that like to say that Black Americans don't in a sense have a culture, right? So let me just, I'm going to have to cut the music if I can. right? So you got all these folks directly right here, right? You know, it's interesting how you'll have people that know that they're not Black American. They'll decide to emulate what it is that we have done, right? So this is what we mean when it is that we say that Black Americans have, you know, a type of style. We have something that when you see it, you know exactly what it is and where specifically it came from. Now, the interesting thing is when I looked at this directly online, you had groupings of people that wanted to say, "Oh, the braids are African. The gold jewelry and stuff that was automatic. That's African and stuff like." Okay, so let's look at the styling. I don't know if Africans realistically that were doing grills. Just saying. I'm just that's not when you look at the continent as a whole, that is not something that you just have Africans just doing. Like they're just out there wearing gold grills. No. Culturally speaking, no. They're just not sitting up there doing it. Even looking at the kings and stuff that they got, you know, right now, or the royalty that they no, that's not what they're sitting up there doing. Right. And again, even looking at the styling and the hair and how everything, come on now. Right? So just even clothing wise, so y'all over there just like wearing like some beaters over there. That's what we're doing. Y'all really over there wearing like beaters and some blue jeans? How long y'all been doing that? How long y'all been wearing this style of clothing? For how long? Right? Like I said, people don't want to be realistic when it deals with these things. That's some crazy work. 100% crazy work. And I keep trying to tell people, I'm like, dog, if you are really so proud of your culture, your heritage, and where it is that you come from, why do you step out online and do stuff like this? Why is it every single time that I see a lot of these women that want to talk real greasy about Black American women? Why is it that I never see them looking like they're women from home? Why do I see them with the hairstyles that Black American women basically, in a sense, founded? Right? Like even going to the style of like the fronts that you see Black women wearing in the United States. Why do I see women over in Africa wearing the exact same hairstyles? Like got the baby hairs and everything. Y'all ain't never have baby hairs. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? How did that even happen? That was not even anything that y'all were even like worried about. Like what? Come on now. And then I did do a video before. I think it should have been it's somewhere on a previous live stream or whatnot, and I mentioned something doing with waves, and I had somebody in the comment section be like, "Oh well, you know, if you look back far enough, you know, waves were, you know, in Egypt, and you know this, brother. We're talking about as a culture. We're talking about as a culture. You're talking about looking at some random hieroglyphics, and you might just like have somebody of royalty that just has their hair looking like that. And again, we don't even know if the hair was actually like that. That's just how they drew it. But culturally, waves is here and has been here for a very long time. When you look at the whole aspect, the totality of Africa, waves is not there. Let's just be honest. We done seen men over there in Africa and how their hair naturally is. Lineups is not really a thing. It just now became a thing. Caesars were not a thing. Waves were not a. Come on now. Come on now. Like I said, Black Americans put afros on the map, and that's bars. I don't care what nobody got to say. Black Americans put afros directly on the map. No other culture did that. That was us. That was us. You can probably oh no, it was some people like you got some Fijians and some other people directly out there that had afros. They didn't put on the map though. They didn't make it into a symbol. They didn't make it into something that everybody else wanted to emulate and copy. Like I said, Black Americans got a Midas touch, man. I don't care what nobody got to say, how it is that they want to claim. The one thing that y'all can never sit up there and claim and try to fight us for is the fact of having a Midas touch. Because if y'all were actually so godlike, you wouldn't be talking to us. You wouldn't even actually notice us. We would be invisible because you would be off doing your own thing, and whatever you decided to do, everybody else would be trying to do it. But obviously, we're not there, and we're never going to be there because Black Americans exist. Like I said, and the craziest part that a lot of people don't even realize or understand is that if you just allow Black Americans to exist or coexist, right, with other people, we will highlight your culture so much that other people will be like, yo, I didn't even know like this culture was even like this. And data people will start fluctuating over to what it is that you are doing. But because people are so dumb and ignorant and they want to sit up there and try to quote unquote shut down and shut up Black Americans, this is why everybody is going to lose. And I'm fine with it. Because like I said before, if you want to be disrespectful, then fine, you're going to lose everything. No problem. You will sit up there and lose everything, and it is going to be on your own accord. It is going to be your fault at the end of the day. And you're not going to be able to pull it back from the ground. You're not going to be able to pull it from the mud. You ain't going to be able to do none of that. Like I said, that's crazy. That is 100% diabolical, man. Like I said, and this is why I say before that a lot of groups out here are very disrespectful and they're very ungrateful. Like, we are some of the nicest people directly on the matter of fact. I'm sorry, let me take that back. We are the nicest people directly on this planet. Because again, proof of which, historically speaking, no matter what it is that we've gone directly through, we've still tried to welcome people directly in and give people multiple chances, aka white people in the United States, giving them multiple chances no matter how historically we've been treated, segregated, right, criminalized. No matter what it is that we've went through, still try to give an olive branch, formulate a bridge, and all these other types of things in order to just exist or coexist. And now we got to sit up there and deal with other groups of people that we really don't even have a history with, but now they just want to, oh, we don't like Black Americans. We heard this, or, maybe somebody might have experienced this some eons ago or whatnot or whatever. So, now we don't really like you guys or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, y'all gonna mess it up for yourselves. The few are going to sit up there and speak for the many. That's exactly how that's going to sit up there and work. Some people are going to sit up there and say it's not fair, but life isn't fair. It'd be like that. Yep. It'd be like that. Like how the quote unquote few Jamaicans directly out there decided to get on TikTok and speak for the whole totality of Jamaicans. Yep, it'd be like that. So you're going to see a lot of Black Americans be like, okay, well, since these few basically represent the many, no problem. I, as a Black American, many others, we're just going to pull directly back, and we're just going to let y'all be. We're going to let you exist in silence. So again, it's going to come to a point in time when it deals with a lot of Jamaicans and it deals with that Jamaican tourism, where y'all going to be solely dependent directly on white folks to come directly in there from Canada, from the Netherlands, potentially over there, in Europe, Australia, wherever Europeans are, you're going to be heavily dependent on them. And you're going to have to kiss a lot of ass to get them to come directly there and spend their money with you. And then you're also, not only that, but you're also going to have to deal with the consequences of having them directly there and how it is that they're going to treat you on your own land. Better yet, I got videos where those exact same people have decided to, treat those who live in areas in their own lands, right? Treat them a certain type of way where they wanted to feel that, oh, well, because I'm here and I Columbus this land, because I'm taking a vacation with my family, I can do whatever I want to do and I can say whatever it is that I want to say, and you have to abide directly by it because I have the complexion for the protection. Oh boy. There was a lot of those during the pandemic in Hawaii. And they came directly from the United States, and they wanted to disobey, and they wanted to have all complete disregard when it dealt with the land and what it is that they were supposed to be doing during that time frame. Crazy work out there, diabolical in nature. The Africans are learning this the hard way too, because they got a lot of Asian men directly over there slapping them, beating the mess directly out of them, sitting up there RKOing them in front of a group of other African men. And you know, the craziest part is you have a lot of people that don't want to talk about this or bring this up. But there are tons of videos out there, and I'm guessing either somebody that was Chinese or somebody that was African, or maybe a fusion of both, because they've been allowing them to come directly over there and procreate directly with African women, creating broken homes. But nobody wants to talk about that. But they want to continuously spread a narrative about, black men in the United States and this, that, and the third. But nobody wants to talk about the Asian men from China running directly over there to Africa, creating broken homes and, trying to create those kids so that they'll have a nice population that's going to side with the Chinese, so that when the Chinese decide that they want to run over there and take the land, that they can finally have claim over to that, because they're going to consider those folks over there Chinese citizens. Like, nobody even sees like the 4D chess moves, the 5D chess moves that are even being played at this moment in time. But again, you have a lot of these folks directly out here that want to have, comments and run their mouth directly about Black Americans. And I also want to sit up there and speak on the fact as well too, that in Jamaica, I could swear that there is also a Chinese population there. So for the Jamaicans, I want you to understand that the Chinese are very smart, methodical people. They have plans for plans. If you know what Batman is, what Bruce Wayne is, and how he has prep time, China has like a 50 to 100 year prep time. So if you have a Chinese population there, you got Chinese people that are procreating with the Jamaican people. Oh, best believe sooner or later your land is really not going to be yours. Whatever you have left, get ready to say goodbye directly to it, because you're no longer going to have it. You're going to be a guest on your own land. And then on top of that, you're also going to have sleeper cells, and you don't even know it. But yet, as they like to say in Jamaica, oh, everybody is Jamaican. We're all Jamaican. We don't see color. We don't see, ethnicity and this and that. And then and what you Black Americans like to, yeah, all that. Yeah. I got that. You got that. Like I said, all your stuff is gone, dog. It's over for you. Somebody said, I don't know nothing about Jamaica, just like y'all don't know nothing about Black Americans. So I guess we are even directly in that, right? That would consider a fair trade, right? I can just get on here and, talk about Jamaicans, and you can come directly in my comment section and tell me that I don't know nothing about Jamaicans. But yet I can also showcase the fact that you got a lot of Jamaicans out there that are supposedly in Jamaica or from Jamaica, at least this current time of them making those videos, and they want to open their mouths about Black Americans. And chances are very great that they have either very little knowledge about Black Americans or who have never actually met Black Americans. I can at least say that I've worked with, talked with, and shared food with some Jamaicans. So I at least got something there, right? Unlike a lot of these Jamaicans who are running online to talk about Black Americans. Crazy how that works. That's diabolical. Yo, what is up, Miss Terry? What is up? What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. Miss Rivers said, how do you get beat up by an outsider in your own homeland? I tend to wonder that whenever I see those videos of African men getting beat up by Chinese men. I'm like, that's very confusing to me. I'm like, y'all got a population of like 1 billion strong. So you mean to tell me that y'all got this culture, this heritage, these traditions? You guys are the warrior blood. You're the warrior people. But you're allowing a whole nother group to just come over there and steal your minerals and resources from right up under you, and to sit up there and beat you, and to probably pay you very little for working on your own land, taking your own resources. That's some diabolical work. Slavery unchained. That's exactly what it is. That's another grouping of people that are just, wandering slaves, just waiting for a new master to show up, and they got one. The Chinaman is directly up there, reslaving the Africans for Neo-Africa. That's exactly what's about to sit up there and happen. Like I said, the only resistance that y'all got is a few countries directly up there, one of which is Burkina Faso, and they are fighting directly tooth and nail to kick everybody directly out so that they can, restart their country and get it to where it is supposed to be. On top of the fact that they got a president that has had more attempts on his life, probably more than anybody else in existence at this moment in time. And he has, successfully, survived every single one. Like I said, that's some crazy work directly out here. But it shows you how corrupt a lot of these Africans are when they don't want to follow the lead of somebody else that is actually standing 10 toes down directly on something. Also, speaking directly on that, right? There is a video I want to also showcase. Hopefully I got it. I'm just going to take me a minute to look. Is that no, that's not her. That's not it. That's not it. Which one is that? It's a different video. That was a fight video directly up there. Was that it? Yeah. So we got this video here. We're going to take a listen to it.
Captain Ibrahim.
Right. So this is about Burkina Faso. I might mispronounce the name technically. But this woman is basically going to speak on the fact that they are closing their borders, right? Which means that, Black Americans won't be able to get, citizenship or whatnot or whatever. And she's in a sense going to give her theory or explanation, directly on it. I'm just going to say, for me, I don't feel no type of way, directly about it. A lot of areas over there in Africa is pretty dangerous for Black Americans to, directly go. And, it is what it is. Like I said, I hope and wish them, the best on their endeavors of, getting the country, fully together and being fully reliant and self-sufficient on themselves and the people. And, really being a shining example of what it is to, stand 10 toes down and to really, protect oneself and the people. But let's take a listen.
Captain Ibrahim Traore has rescinded his offer for Black African Americans to gain or maintain citizenship in Burkina Faso. And there's a lot of other cultures that are confused as to why Black Americans are celebrating this. Now, I need y'all to understand that Judas looked exactly like the other disciples. Exactly. What is she talking about? Judas looked exactly like the other disciples. What we're seeing right in front of us happening in Africa is something that our ancestors have wished for centuries, for eons, right? And now that it's happening, it's kind of like the situation where you have been bitten by a zombie, so to speak. And you know that there's only a certain amount of time before the infection that starts on your arm where you've gotten bitten at will spread through your bloodstream to your heart and then to your brain. So in a split few seconds, you have a decision. You can either cut off your arm to prevent the blood flow from getting from the infection to the remainder of your body, or you can stay attached and allow it to get to the remainder of your body and to destroy you and eat you alive. Right now, with the way that things are moving in the world, America is the zombie that bit. And Black African America is the arm. The thing about African Americans is we always gonna be good, no matter what. We know that, which is why you see a lot of us saying, please close your borders. Do not, and I mean do not, I don't care how much they beg, do not open that citizenship up to us until you have certainty that Burkina Faso, the Sahel states, and several parts of Africa is going to be safe. The reason for that is because we know that by them not putting a tax or anything on the citizenship going to Burkina Faso and several other countries in the surrounding nations, there is an intention there to utilize us as a staff that they can wield in whatever direction to destabilize that country, the same way they did Libya, the same way they did Liberia, the same way they did Sudan, Somalia, and several other places in Africa. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are sitting at the apex of the pyramid that is bringing to life what our ancestors have begged for centuries. We're seeing the world order change, where the last shall be first and the first shall be last. And in doing so, America is going to use whatever they can get. Even if that means kidnapping our babies, doing whatever they can to try and utilize us to hurt them. So the only other option is to cut the arm off and burn the end of your limb to make sure that the infection doesn't spread and that you can save everybody else or every other limb. That is why you see us telling them, it's okay. It's okay. Do what you got to do. We understand. We will meet you on the other side of this. But right now, we got to handle this shit over here. Is it hurtful? Absolutely. But is it necessary? Without a doubt. Because we know what's been done to them and what's been done to us. And we know that sometimes sacrifices have to be made. And what we've been able to do throughout eons of time is always survive. Bottom line, we've always been able to survive, no matter what has been given to us, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, it's been nothing. Absolutely nothing has ever been given to us. And look where we are now. And we've done that without the help of anybody. In fact, there were several African countries that were looking to help us and give us a leg up. And the United States wanted to eat off of it. And because they couldn't, they blocked us from being able to have it. So if you are a Burkinabe, a Malian, a Nigerian, someone from Niger, because Niger is different than Nigeria, I'm just going to let y'all know right up front, do your best. Build your homes. And most importantly, don't stop. We going to be all right. And we going to see y'all on the other side of this. Believe that.
Right. So we heard that. Now, again, as I stated before, I don't have a type of feeling directly about this because people should be worried about and protecting their own. So again, Black Americans, we got our own thing directly here in the United States that we need to work directly on, fixate on, come together on, build directly on, uplift, pedestalize, and push and propel forward. Again, we got our own missions, our own things that we need to sit up there and do here, just like everybody else has their own thing that they need to worry about and do directly over there. If there comes a point in time where they're like, all right, well, we got things fixed, and Black Americans, if you want to get citizenship and come directly back over here, whatnot, whatever, you can sit up and do it. Then that's all, fine and dandy. If not, then again, that is fine and dandy as well too. It has, no bearing. Now, the one thing that she did mention was the fact of Gaddafi and how Gaddafi was going to give monies directly to Black Americans, and that was in a sense blocked. Because you got to understand that America is not going to allow anybody else to outshine or help its people before they do it themselves. They would rather allow their people to starve. Right? They would rather allow their people to never receive any type of help. So that's clear cut what took place directly with that. Right. And then we also know what took place and happened directly, with Gaddafi as well, too. This is also the exact same person who was going to make the gold currency. I think it should have been the gold dinar, and that was going to cause problems with America, the European countries, and things of that nature. Because if they wanted to make trades and wanted to make deals, then you would have had to do it in gold. And we all know how the United States, deals in gold. It doesn't. The United States dollar is not backed by anything but air. So inflation, hyperinflation, a lot of those things are real currently at this moment in time, because we don't really have anything to stabilize, the dollar or to back the dollar. It hasn't been backed in a very, very long time. It'd be like that though. So, but yeah. Yep, things are very interesting. Directly out here, there are a lot of things transpiring and happening. And last but not least, I have one more thing. that I want to bring directly up, and this has to do with a video that I gave to you guys, yesterday, I want to say, during a live stream. This person came through and they wanted to make a comment. Let me see if I can actually find. I might have to go to all files real quick. And let me see. Did I capture? I should have captured it, right? It's on the desktop. That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's see. Gotta go to the bottom. Was that the one? Yeah. Right. So you might have to. I'm not sure if you might be able to zoom it in. I'm going to have to zoom it in on my side so I can actually read it properly to you guys. Let me see. Move that directly over. So this person here, this had to specifically do with a video. Some of you guys that might have been there for that live stream, there was a woman where I showcased about 3 to 4 of her videos. I actually got more because she said some other crazy stuff. But it was a woman that was an SW worker slash exotic dancer. And she wanted to specifically speak directly on Black men in a negative light. So this lady here decided that she wanted to leave a comment, and I wanted to go over their comment, right? So she said, number one, she said, I'm a Black woman that has traveled this country twice. I have seen a large number of Black men, young to older, being homeless or on drugs, just walking the streets. With that being said, Black men have the absolute worst representation in all the world as it alludes to media, social media, and music lyrics and video. It is truly a disgrace. Rarely do the quote unquote good Black men push back on other Black men defiled rhetoric. This is also this is all the world or galaxy, which is crazy. I didn't know that we actually moved past the planet Earth and we moved past the solar system. So now Black men are known throughout the galaxies, right? We're known to alien life and different things directly out there, right? This is all the world or galaxy sees of you. You all uphold other Black men's evil by not pushing back. So now the world has formed this opinion about you, all as a collective group, and it's really not good. There is absolutely, quote unquote, no respect given to you all by the men in the white, Asian, and Mexican or Indian community. They hear and see you online and are really just appalled about your behavior towards the women in your own community. Many people, including myself, has labeled you all as psychopaths. Yeah, she got psychopaths down there twice, and schizophrenic, because that's what your behavior exemplifies. I absolutely do not talk to Black men at all because I feel that you all are extremely dangerous because of what we see in the media based on material that Black men are putting out themselves. I'm sorry, that was psychopath, sociopath, and schizophrenic. My apologies. So I'm just trying to figure out how did out of all of the men in existence, Black men are known throughout the galaxies. I mean, I know the Trump administration signed that we have a space force, which is weird. Again, I guess we got a space agency to watch the Earth, I guess. Right. So is she a part of the Space Force? Has she talked to alien life directly out there? Did she go to, Antarctica? Did she follow the same flight path as General Admiral Byrd? I'm just trying to figure out how does she know that other life directly out there knows about Black American men? And then number two, are you supposed to tell the internet that other life out there actually exists? And then number three, if other life out there exists, wouldn't that also go against, or cause an issue with the teachings of the Bible? Because the Bible doesn't tell anybody about any other life out there. It's pretty much God made man, and that's it. It's man, animals, insects, and that's it. Didn't say anything about any other life throughout space, the galaxies, the universe, or anything like that. So again, I'm a little bit confused. I'm like, where does she get this information, hear this information from, that we are known, black men out of all men out here, we're known throughout the galaxies. That's wild. Like we're in Star Trek, Star Wars type of Guardians of the Galaxies, areas now. Like this is wild. It's like some Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. It's like we went from, being Rangers with attitude in Angel Grove, and now we're just out there in space going through the Andromeda Galaxy. And it's just like, yo, this is wild out here. It's like, man, it's tough out here. Let me tell you something, right? It is very tough being a black American man. Let me tell you something. It is rough. And like I said, I tend to highlight these things because I want people to know that these are like this isn't no chat GPT. You can go directly to the live stream video and you can view her comment. She actually had 3 comments up there. One of her comments she actually erased, and I'm a little bit confused on why she erased it. And the one that she erased was let me see if I can get both comments directly up here, because it had to do with the CDC. Because the craziest part is, and this is what I talk about on the platform before, about how it's funny to me that a lot of people want to critique me on the content that I do, but yet they don't stay long enough to actually watch the video to get even an inkling or a real understanding. The live stream that I did yesterday was about 4 hours long. She said that she made it to the 11-minute mark and basically clocked out. That was it. Like, that's all that she could bear. That's all she could deal with. And the craziest part is, that 11-minute mark, if you go to that live stream, that's the very first, the very first video that I showcased of that woman. But from that, it sparked, a few, side shoots of, different conversations, right? And then we rounded it back to the original video and then continued on to the other videos that she has directly up there. So it's a little bit weird to me, right? So as you see, she said, I'm out after 11 minutes. I pretty much know what you're going to say. Same repeated, same old talking points. So for a 4-hour video, you already know everything that I'm going to say. That's a little bit weird. Nah, that's a little bit suspicious. Maybe she's psychic. I don't know. Maybe she's like Emma Frost. Maybe she's Marvel Girl directly out here, Professor X in a wheelchair. I don't know. But somehow, some way, she said that she already knew what it was. So the comment that she actually deleted was the one at the very bottom, which is, she said that you misunderstood the CDC stats. So the main stats that I bring up, and I did a video directly on this some years back, is that the CDC stated that black men are both in and around their children's lives more than any other race of men in the United States. And that was directly from the CDC, right? And she was like, no, I'm going to give you some pushback on that. You're incorrect. So she said that you're the best fathers when you stay, in all caps, when you stay in the child's life, meaning that could only be about 500 men. And I'm like, huh? How did you out of the millions of black men that are here, how did you get 500 men? And then she said, but you all, right? Grouping in after saying that, generalizing, she said, but you all don't stay as a majority. And for whatever reason, she decided that she wanted to delete that comment. I wonder why. I wonder why she would go through and delete that comment. It's a little bit weird to me. It's a little bit weird. And it's the craziest thing is that when and this is to also showcase the fact that if I, as a black American male, decide that I want to put out positive information about black men directly out here, specifically black fathers, for whatever reason, I tend to get pushback. And for me, that doesn't make any type of sense, right? I'm trying to highlight, I'm trying to propel forward that, there is a positive narrative about black men that needs to be highlighted. Again, the United States government putting out something positive about black men, they don't net anything from this. They don't gain any type of money. This doesn't propel or push them anywhere, because there's nothing they can do with this. So they just threw a freebie directly out there just because they could. Right. Which means if they can throw that information out there, there's a lot of other information that they could actually throw out that's positive about not only black men, but also the black community in general. But they refuse to sit up there and do that. But again, like I said before, it's very weird to me when women such as this will pull directly up and decide that they want to give pushback or they want to fight against a positive narrative that would actually be beneficial to not only black men but to the black community. Like I said, I don't know what to tell people no more. That's some crazy work. That is diabolical. 100%. Lord have mercy. And then, the other crazy part about this is that I know, because I've covered stories, men of other nationalities, there are certain areas where women just gain the ability of recent time, of recent years, women just recently gained the ability to drive, to get a driver's license. You still got daughters out here that are being sold to the highest bidder, prearranged marriages. You got women and daughters, or just women in general in certain cultures that can still be stoned. So, it's a little bit crazy when I go directly back to, where's her other comment? Was this, let me see, was this the, yeah, going back to this comment here where she wanted to say that, black men are sociopaths, psychopaths, and schizophrenic. And I'm like, that's wild. Because the thing about that is, if that is all the case, right? Who within that as well carried us, right? Who do we get a portion directly? Because it takes two halves in order to make a whole. So it's like, are you going to take partial responsibility for that creation, or are you just going to sit up there and say, oh, no, 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 that's just all directly from the Father? Like how are we going to, specifically break that down? And then to take that a step further, when I've done stories when it has dealt with black women who have, let's say, like the younger black women out here who decided that they want to commit crimes against other black women, are we there then as well going to, how are we going to gauge that one as well too? If you're saying that black men are sociopaths, schizophrenic, and all these types of things, what are you going to use to gauge those women that do crazy acts, right, or murderous acts towards black women? Are we going to blame black men on that too, or you're going to take responsibility on that, or are you going to try to do a 50-50, type of share the burden on that? Like where specifically are we actually going to, go? And this is why I try to tell people before that whenever I do content, I try to make it as balanced as possible, to try to show like, hey, these things are not just happening directly on one side, right? Like whatever people can happen to say that black men are doing, I can show you umpteen stories and videos of, black women doing the exact same thing, if not worse. Right. Because like I said before, a lot of people say that they believe in equality, they want an even playing field, and all this other type of stuff. So I'm like, all right, no problem. Like the same judge, jury, and execution that I basically give when it deals with the stories of black men, doing the good, the bad, and ugly, I'll deliver that exact same energy to the other side. But obviously, this person here does not. They don't actually agree, when I happen to, make content like that. And, like I said, the same woman that she wants to agree directly with when it dealt with that content that I was showing off was the same woman that wanted to state that if a man, even though she was talking about black men, but she wanted to generalize, she wanted to say if a man is attracted to a woman that is in shape and working out, he is gay and or on the DL. And if a man is attracted to a woman that is feminine in nature, he is still gay and on or slash on the DL. And I'm like, you just can't win. It's tough out here. It's like, it's a tough world out here. No matter what you do as a man, you're automatically going to be categorized as gays. Yo, it's wild out here, man. It is. Oh man, it is wild. Wait, what was that? What was it? YouTube random said what? Yeah, yeah. That woman was talking straight crazy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Sham said they just found a serial killer in Wisconsin that kills black women. That's crazy. That is crazy. Tippy says Somalian men were crying when the age of consent went up to 18. Oh yeah, I saw that video. Yeah. I think they made so much hoopla about it that they reverted it back, and I'm like, that is wild. And I'm like, you got people out here talking about black men, and you got these dudes all over the rest of the planet. And then it's crazy to see her comment where she wants to basically say that these other men of other communities don't respect us. I don't care what they respect and don't respect. I do not care at all. They have no bearing. They have nothing to do with my everyday or anything like that of me being a man at all. It has nothing to do with it. So it's like that's like if I said the same thing when it dealt with like black women. It's like, yo, black women, these women of other races, they really look down upon you and they don't respect you at all. What does that mean to black women? Nothing. Those women don't make or break black women. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any bearing. It's not a bar anywhere. Like I said before, that just also proves that she cares more about the opinion of those other men that she listed. Because if you look directly at the comment, I noticed that I don't think she listed African men when it dealt with the groupings of men. Yeah, she said, what was it? She said white men, Asian men, and Mexican and Indian. So white men are first, right? That's the standard, right? Quote unquote. Next, she listed Asian. Those are honorary white folks. Next, she listed Mexican. Those are also another demographic in the United States that are considered white. And then you also got Indian, which are also Asian, Southeast Asian, and they're also too honorary white as well too. So do you see where I'm going directly with this? Again, notice how she left out African. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical in nature. I'm like, black men and African men are two very different men. But it's very weird how you didn't want to list them directly up there, because obviously those are not the preference of men that you would actually choose to specifically be with. Anybody who has very dark melanin, who could even reflectively, even potentially look like a black American male, you wanted to exit them directly out of the situation and specifically put in anybody else. Matter of fact, I'm actually shocked she doesn't even have Arab men up there either. I guess those are the two demographics. She's like, nah, I'm not going anywhere towards anybody else that's not black American, that's not African, and that is not Arab. Everybody else is fine. Those three groups, no. That's crazy. That is diabolical. Diabolical in nature. And the funny thing is, I had already recorded a video about this, and I'm tempted to go back and add that directly in, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think it really matters that much. But I wanted to bring it up during this live stream though. That is crazy work. Diabolical in nature. It's crazy. But I think who was that didn't see that? Let me see. Yo, D Money, what is up? He said we're all just one big Negro. This man. Oh my goodness, this man right here. That's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, as I told you before, a lot of the stuff that we happen to go directly over. Wait, what does C Terry say? Psycho divester. Oh yeah. Yeah, it'd be like that. And this is why I told people before, it's like, for me personally, I look at, a lot of things like as, individual, things directly. Like I said, she's clear cut, an individual. But if people want to sit up there and get stupid, we can be stupid together. Like I said, we can clearly sit up there and do that. Like I said, I fight fire with lava. that's exactly what we sit up here and do. But yeah, like I said, it's crazy. And there's a field of other comments. I think maybe one of these days I might put together a commentary video where a lot of the comments that I responded to when it deals with this specific topic, I'll just put that into like a large video, because I think I showcased some stuff directly to you guys from both IG and YouTube. I think, if I'm correct. I think yeah. I think I did. Like I said, some crazy work. Sam said, okay, Seji, I'm here. You said I'm making Chinese pork belly tonight for dinner. Well, see, that's because you got like the farmland and you can do that. It's because you got the nice land out there, so you can just sit up there and do those type of things. Even though I remember, I think you said that you get that stuff directly from the market though. Tippy is always dipping out. Let me tell you something. It is some diabolic work. Also, I would also like to say, wait, let me put you directly up there. For anybody that is interested in, skincare and things of that nature, C Terry does have some skincare things, directly out there. Got a whole IG page, dealing with skincare and hair products. I think she also has some stuff up there for men too when it deals with beards and things of that nature. Like I think what would be called like beard moisturizer or beard. Would it be like beard moisturizer or beard lotion? Either which one, she got it. So just want to put that put that directly out there. Because I told people before is if you guys just so happen um to have stuff directly out there, I will take out my time to mention that as soon as everything clicks directly in, because sometimes I'll be fully focused and fixated directly on stories and topics um directly out there. And I also told you guys too that if y'all happen to start up like a channel gaming or whatever it is, let me know so I can pull up and show directly up. Yo, what is up, Carl? What is up? What is up? What is up? Yo, what is up, Judah? What is going on? What is going on? Judah said I just had Papa John's cheese and jalapeno pizza. I think I might have had that once, maybe. Sham said, "You damn right. I eat their cuisine and I cook it better than them." Nightfall said, "Divestors are just like WS people. Blame black folks, even when it has nothing to do with us." Shout out to Charlie Kirk, this man. Sham said, if I cook it better than you, I know sham cuisine. This woman here, I can see that on the box, which is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh yeah. See, there, I got you. I got you. No problem. No problem. No problem. I wish I would have done it in a lot more live streams. Because the craziest part is depending on the live stream, I don't know. Not even depending on the live stream. A lot of times I'm not even sure what live stream is actually going to do fairly well, or a lot of people are going to be specifically in. If I could precisely actually pin down and know when certain live streams is going to have a lot of numbers, then I would, especially then just like put stuff directly out there. But it's hard to really tell a lot of times. So my apologies. But yeah, I got you. I got you. Yo, Moonage, what is up? What is up? What is up? I'm trying to look at the picture real quick. I thought that was Splinter, or either that or a Pokemon directly in that picture real quick. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I recognize that. Miss Rivers said, I will crack open a cookbook to keep from eating out. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. My hunger is so vast that laziness strikes, and I'm like, you know what? It's time to hit that Uber Eats. So, I mean, one of these days I'll switch it up a little bit. One of these days. The other thing I do want to say as well too, dealing with the whole thing with Snap and things of that nature, I do have a video directly up there where it deals with that. But I'm trying to figure out what I have to do. I don't think anything really happened in the video. I didn't watch the whole totality of the video, so maybe I'm not going to put it up. I'll just wait. But there's a video up there that had to do with Buffalo, New York. At least that's what was hashtag directly up there. And you have people going into a convenience store and deciding it was either a convenience store or a gas station, either which one it was, a brick and mortar business, and people were taking some stuff. Uh, so like I said, take things with a grain of salt because again, it could be a deep fake, it could be AI, whatnot, or whatever, or it could be real. Either which way it goes, the main thing that I want to state to a lot of people out here is that you just need to be safe. Um, be very cautious when you go out because we're at a point in time of a different time where people don't have the necessary monies to get food. So anything is possible and anything can happen. And my main thing is that I would not want anything to, happen to any of you guys directly out there, just going to and from shopping, doing what it is that you normally do for your home, for your family. And you inadvertently, come across, any people directly out there that are on, some type of BS. So, just be very careful, be very safe, especially during this time because, you never know what type of time people might be on, you know. So, I just want to put that directly out there. See, Terry said, totally appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Like I said, you are one of the many who have been a part of, this channel for a very long time, along with, the rest of the moderator team. Like I said, y'all been here for some time. I almost want to say decades, but we ain't there yet. But, y'all been here for, a very long time. And again, like I said before, I appreciate it a lot. You guys have, supported me in a variety of ways and, been through, with me in a lot of tough times when it dealt with, the channels, and a variety of things that have, taken place. So yeah, for me, that's a way of, trying to, give back and, share the energies, that are, directly out there. So, yeah. Yo, Pookie, what is up? You said everybody is plotting on everyone. Yeah. Yeah. And I sat up there and I had a conversation about this earlier because I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, if people let's just say on the further end of the spectrum that you have people that plan on basically robbing. I'm like, okay, so after you basically rob these convenience stores or whatnot, then what? Right, because that food is not going to last long. So then what are you going to do? You're going to try to go and rob other places, right? So then after all of those places are dry, then what does that leave you? Now people are going to sit up there and start looking at other people, their homes and stuff. Right. Like I said, and what I stated earlier is that this is the whole thing dealing with that was a catalyst to cause chaos, to start other events, to start a domino effect. So that once that causation is out there, the government can be called forth and, pretty much clean up. AKA, we're doing this for the people. We're doing it for the betterment and the protection of the safety of the. It's never for the people. It's a great show though, but it's never for the people. So, I just hope it gets to a point where people will understand and see it. Judah said, big time appreciate you. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Same to you as well, good sir. The same to you as well. Gail got the Cash App directly down. Wait, oops. Okay, yeah. Because that threw me off real quick. I saw the first part that Gail threw in there. I'm like, you about to send them to somebody else, Gail. Gail was like, scratch the first Cash App. I'm like, yeah, that threw me off real quick. I'm like, wait a minute. Carl said, folks be doing speed runs for those jail cells. Oh, yeah. Timmy said, I'm back. So what do y'all think of 3-Eye Atlas? Oh, yeah. Gail said, scratch. Yeah. We got C. Terry in the building with the $20 dono directly to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation to Miss Terry. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. Rabbit said to Seji, man, I'm late for the live stream. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Gail said, my bad, attempted multitasking. No, it's cool. Yeah, I got you. Hack said, can you link the EBT video? Wait, what? Wait. EBT video. Wait, which one? Wait. Are you talking about the one I was talking about from Buffalo? Hack. Let me know. Let me know if that's the one that you're talking about. I saw you, Tippy. I got you. My thoughts on it. I mean, I'm just ready to see what happens. That's pretty much where I'm at. I'm just waiting to see what happens. Let me see. Do I got Discord on this computer down here? I don't think I do. Oh boy, how did I do that? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Discord on the normal what's the name, and try to log in through there. Luckily, I got my phone in front of me. We're gonna open in a browser, and then I can just send that video direct. Oh, I'm already logged in. Okay, that's great. Gotcha. So let me do this real quick. I think it'll let me send it, hopefully. Let me see, upload file. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I don't think it's on. Yeah, it's not on the desktop. Oh yeah, I forgot I had the Polyfighter playtest up here too. Let me see. Let me go to downloads. Okay. It's going to. Was this it? Yeah. Okay, that was it. Hopefully. Gotta be kidding me. Let me see. It exceeds. So now I got to get Nitro. Okay. So what we're going to do here. I hate when that happens. So now I have to try to go to. Where was it located? Because I think I still actually have a Nitro code directly up here. Let me see. In-game benefits, deals and discounts, ultimate benefits, start earning. Yeah, so I was able to redeem that. All right, so where's my phone at? So I got like a free 3-month. I claimed that back in April. I just didn't use it, which is great. So we're going to do also that's for a lot of other folks directly out there. If you have an Xbox and you just so happen to say, let's say, have Xbox Essential or Xbox, I guess, Ultimate, you can happen to get a, different free codes and perks directly up there. One of them is Nitro. Nitro is basically used for Discord, and it's like a premium version of some Discord stuff. Also want to give, because I look directly at my phone, want to give a shout out, much love and appreciation to Tom for the $10 dono to the channel. Much love for the Cashapp dono. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I actually just saw that. So if you are still here, Tom, much love, respect, and appreciation, and thank you for that donation towards the channel. Much love. Let me see. I'm trying to go to. I got to scan this QR code. I know my camera's better than that. Come on now. Okay, there we go. Let me see. Open with Google. It should go directly to Discord, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully, everybody's doing good on this November 1st. I'm not sure what everybody gonna be doing for Thanksgiving, or if there's a straight just plain out Thanksgiving boycott. Let me know. Let a brother know. You got 3 months of Nitro. We hope you enjoy your 3 months of Nitro. Sign in right next. Payment review. It should work. All right, there we go. So now it is activated. All right, so now let me try that again, or I'm not sure if I'm going to have to refresh Discord, possibly. I'm not sure. Let me see, where did the video go? That was the video down here. Ah, okay, it worked. Great, perfect. All right. So you should have that video in a few seconds, good sir. Gotcha. Tippy says, sorry. Judah said, they said that aliens that is coming back will be Black American looking. Yeah, I think those are the ones that they said are supposed to be like 7 feet tall. I think Pookie says, still here. Love the truth. Gotcha. Tippy said, y'all remember rich folks building their bunkers? Yep. Billy Cobb said, no boycott, a new reality we live out from here on. Gotcha. What was it? Rabbit said, Divan Perfumes has a huge sale for men and women's fragrances for anyone who is interested. Divan Perfumes. Let me look them up. I don't even know who that is. Let me type that in real quick. Divan Perfume. It's crazy. I typed in Divan and it gave me Daiwan. It just took me to some straight Egyptian perfumes and whatnot. Okay, now I see a Divan. Okay, I got you. Oh wait, maybe that was I guess they pronounce it with a W, I guess? Or was it like Daiwan? I get Jesus Christ. They said, well, that Daiwan perfume, they got that for like $250. Oh, well, that's eBay though. That's eBay. Okay. Okay, let me go to, because I do see Divan, but it's like Divan. Wait, no. Why am I looking at cell phones? What are we doing? Okay, let me go to the Diwan. I think that should be the real spot, directly there. All right, they got the buy one, get one free. I mean, yeah, they got stuff looking kind of, it look like they got some cheap stuff right here. I mean, when I say cheap, I mean affordable. Yeah, they got a buy one, get one free. It's not bad. Damn, some of these already sold out. They got like a Silver Mountain. Oh, Silver Mountain sold out. They got tobacco vanilla. I think I just got a notification somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Phone went off. But yeah, they got a few different what's the names I would actually check directly into. It ain't bad. I might have to keep that directly up there. Much appreciation. I checked them out. What was that? Sham said, I don't think I'm doing Thanksgiving this year. House is under repair and it's no room for a large family. See Terry sitting up here rolling. Pookie said vampires. Wait, vampires? I'm confused. Oh, are you talking about because of the name? The Divan perfumes? You said women love tobacco vanilla. I think I did see. Wait, what the hell did that sound come from? It just threw me off. I don't even know where that sound came from. Oh, I think maybe that was my notifications. Okay, I got you, Hack. No problem. Got you, good sir. Got you. Let me see. Tobacco. Lost Cherry. Huh. Let me see. They got Rouge. They got Ebony Fume. Afternoon Swim LV. Silver Mountain. Yeah, I think the vanilla. Let me see. I might have to go to the for him section. I think they got vodka extreme, hibiscus, Pacific chill, God of fire. Yeah, I'm trying to really look for that tobacco one that you were talking. I do see it, tobacco vanilla. Yeah, they got that. The bad boy is in stock. So yeah, I keep that bookmark. I'll sit up there. All right, I'll sit up there. I'll try those out. Sit up there and hopefully they still got that sale going on. I can't do it right now, but I'll sit up there. I'll keep some tabs on it so I can try that out. Oh yeah, Pookie was talking about the name of it. Yeah, I got you. C. Terry said yes, the name. Tippy said tobacco vanilla. What's that? A name of a body oil? No. It's cologne for men. Oh yeah. Candle scents are actually pretty dope too. That was I don't think I showed y'all the little candles that I had made before. But yeah. I can highly tell you that for candle scents, that is a very nice aroma. I mean, the ones that I got directly over here, it's not that. They're more so like I went for the stuff that I like in a sense, because what I eat is technically the stuff that I tend to do. Um, I think what was the main one that I actually liked the most? I'll tell you this though. Baby powder because I would make specifically candles for, let's say, bathrooms. Because let's say you might have ran out of incense, or you don't want the smoke, directly on the walls over time, because incense will, because the smoke, darken the walls over time. You could actually use a candle. And I think one of the main ones that worked out pretty well, that's good, is baby powder. That's a very, very good scent. But it depends on the type of wax that you would use. You got soy wax, you got normal wax, you got beeswax, and I think you have a fourth one. I forgot what that one was, because it's been a while. Oh my god, it's gonna mess me up now. And I know exactly what I think it's paraffin. Yeah, it should be paraffin wax. Is what it should be called, or paraffin. Um, and I want to say, because different types of waxes will hold scents better and other ones won't. Um, so again, depending on the wax, you may have to use more of the scented oil in order to really get and carry that smell. And also it depends on the wick as well too. And then the other thing with that too, with wicks, you got different types of wicks. Some wicks will actually burn cleaner. Some will actually burn hotter or slower. Um, Certain wicks will potentially leave, more, the way that they burn, it'll cause, more burn off, meaning that you'll have, smoke coming directly from it. So you would also want a cleaner burning wick, along with the holder, for the wax and things of that nature. You know. This man, I don't even know. That's crazy. Timmy said, I remember I had a body oil in those small containers with a black cap. It was called Sex on the Beach, and I was a teenager. I didn't know at the time, but it smelled great. I know. You said that. Wait, Pookie, that's a weird question. Now, I don't know. Rabbit said soy wax is the best in quality, but it melts easier in hot weather. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Tippy said, "LOL, WTF, Pookie." What? Yeah, that question. That question threw me off. I said, Rabbit said, "Wooden wicks burn the longest if you like to enjoy scented candles." Yeah. And the other thing I do like about the wooden wicks is that I feel as though that it technically pulls more of the wax directly into the wick, which allows it to burn slower. And you can get, like you said before, more of the scent directly out there. versus the standard issue wicks that you're used to seeing. Because depending on the holder that I've had for my candle, I might have put 1 to 2 wicks on there to try to get an even burn directly on the wax. Because certain ones, if you put just one in the center, then that means that your wax is going to burn uneven, and you're pretty much going to have um not like a chasm, but you're going to have like a dent, so to say, right? Where the outer edges of where the wax was, they're going to like cave directly into the center where all of the heat and the warmth directly is, and it'll pull technically there instead of using up the whole reservoir, of the wax and leaving, very little left. Devin Banks says CM Punk is the new world champion. That man finally did it. Tippy said maybe autocorrect did him dirty, lol. Carl said probably at Pookie knows. As men, we gotta be woke at all times. That's crazy. Wait, what? You said last stream it was cool and everything as a man. I did was get wait, what? I'm confused. Yo. Oh man, I'm so confused right now. I don't even know. Did I read it right? Last stream I was quoting everything as a man. I did was good. Oh, you talking about where the woman was saying all of that nonsense. Okay, yeah. Cause I had to like pick up on the context real quick. I'm like, yo, what is he talking about right now? And then he was like, last stream, yeah, you talking about that video. The funny thing is, I thought about replaying that video. I think so. One of the people in the comment section could have actually got the gist of, what we were referring to and talking about. Cause yeah, that whole thing that blew my mind. That 100% blew my mind listening to that woman say that. And again, like I said, I will have a standalone video going directly over that nonsense because that's crazy. It's like that is just the most craziest logic that people just decided to allow to go unchecked. Like that makes no sense. 100% it makes no sense. Boogie said, yes, sir, and my bad. Yo, one of many. What is up? What is up? What is up? You said that long post is full of projection. Yeah, it is. It is. I also got a solo video directly on that too. Going, directly over that again. I guess, like I said, a lot of the comments that I get, I tend to ignore on purpose. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna do it today. It's whatever it is. I'll let you just sit up there and have that and just talk directly to the air. And other times I'm like, let's make this into a thread discussion underneath the channel. I just want to get a general consensus of what other people tend to think. And I just sit up there and look at that. Right. Or other times I'll do this where it's either a live stream or I'll make it a standalone, content video going directly over that. So, either way, or can't get worse. Rare extent, I will push it towards a community post. So, doing stuff like that. And also much love, respect, and appreciation to a lot of you guys that are directly out there on the IGs and the X or aka Twitter. I see, quite a few of y'all directly out there. In the Twitter and whatnot streets, going back and forth and having conversations. Like I said, I see y'all out here. I see y'all directly out here. D Money said black man can't do anything without it being gay. Yeah, it be like that, man. That it is that's 100% bars. That's bars. Tippy said, Pookie, you want to correct what you meant to say? No, he did. I caught what he was saying. It was, reference to the previous live stream. It was to the previous live stream. Give him hell. What is up? What is up? What is up? You said she thinks that the world cares how bad black men treat black females. Clown. None black men treat black females 10 times worse. Pookie said, Tippy, he said, he said that my gave her fall asleep. Oh, yo, this dude. Yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, that it goes right in line with D Money said. It's like, no matter what black men do, it's like everything is magically, it's good. Yo, that brings me up to another thing where somebody wrote like a list, and it wasn't specifically black men, but it was men in general. Um, I think what did that woman say? She said it was gay if men drink out of straws. It was something that was just so crazy. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, how did we get here? I'm like, who thought of this? I'm like, who is the council? Who is like, yo, today we're going to start the council meeting with going over everything that men do that could potentially be deemed as gay. It's like, who runs this council meeting here? It needs to be fired, it needs to be disbanded. Like, it is wild out here. It is 100% wild, man. Carl said gay used to men happy, which is facts. So I'll tell them they hate happy black men just to be a smart ass. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Pookie Nose said I can't have a beverage. Nope. Not if it has a straw. You better be drinking water out your hands. But then if you drink water out your hands, then they're going to perceive you as being broke because you're going to look like a beggar. It's crazy work out here. It's, this the gymnastics. It's wild. It is wild. D Money said, damn, I can't use a straw. I'm done. Oh, yeah. One of many, yeah. The Flintstones will have a gay old time. Yeah, I used to sing the Flintstones theme song all the time, and I didn't sit up there and think nothing of it because, again, I knew the original meaning of it, which meant happy. But, things change. So, old meanings get thrown directly out the window along with the baby, and here we are. It'd be like that. One of many says, Seji, no sprinkles on our ice cream. I know, man, ain't nobody about to sit up there and fear me of being able to have. So I'm putting all the sprinkles. Sprinkles are for winners. I don't care what nobody say. Sprinkles are for winners. I'm a winner every day. So I'm going to have my sprinkles directly on, my ice cream. Like I say, you're not going to destroy the little bit of childhood that I got left. We're not doing that. Can't shame me for nothing. Can't shame me for nothing. Tippy said that's true. I think in the 40s or 50s, gay men happy, but today, LOL. I look at black men suspiciously when I see the two happiest ones. Tippy always do this every time. Rabbit says straws being gay has apparently been a thing for a while. I remember a coworker calling me a diva because I drank from a straw. Wait, that's been a thing for a while? Word? Since when? Yo, this is crazy. Like I said, this is why I like doing live streams because information directly out there that I may not know anything. I thought that was just like some recent, type of scare tactics or whatever that, you got people out here using. That's crazy. Pookie sitting up here laughing along with a mini. D Money said last time I checked that list of things men couldn't do, they put Pop-Tart. Why? How did Pop-Tarts get on the list? What is it? Because what it's a dessert? Like, I what? Brother, what? This got to be AI at this point. I'm not going to believe. Like, yo, I am short circuiting right now. I'm like, yo, this is impossible. Pop-Tarts? What? Yo, that is wild. How do we get here? How do we who is this council? Burn it down. Burn it all. Just burn it all. That is crazy. One of he said, quote unquote, sprinkles are for winners. It's bars. That is bars. Timmy said, I hope black men don't eat tricks or fruity pebbles. You are what you eat. That's what I Oh man. I think I remember saying, like when I was young, I think I remember somebody saying something like that. Oh man, yeah. I think that used to be a joke when it dealt with like Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops. I'm like, man, ain't nobody about to sit up there and like scare me away from these cereals. I'm like, we ain't doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not about to be sitting up there trying to lose my life on eating some Raisin Bran. That's some dirty cereal. That stuff tastes like cardboard and dirt. I'm sorry. We're not doing that. I'm not about to be sitting up there trying to absorb and eat metals for breakfast. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. Give me sugar. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Judah says sprinkles and malt in my ice cream. Bars. That is bars. Carl said, I seen one where a woman said it's feminine for a man to run in the rain. What? How? Like, have they paid attention to how men run direct? We run. It's like we're running like we're chasing down a bus and we're like 5 minutes late to work. We're running like we're chasing and hunting in the forest. Like we're not trying to frolic and dance in the rain like Rip Van Winkle. Like that's not what we're doing. We're not in there like Mary Poppins and just like dancing. It's like what? That's some wild stuff right there. Give him hell said everything. Uh, Everything straight men do is gay. Black chicks touch each other's boobs and butt, but that's not gay though. I mean, that's bars. That is bars. Tippy said black men. Hold on. Screen came up. Tippy said black men shouldn't bend down to pick up anything either. Just use your feet. You know what the funny thing is, Tippy, I can actually do that. I can actually do it. The only thing I can't do is basically like write with my feet. I probably could if I tried, but yeah. Yeah, I've actually done that quite a few times just because I could. Pookie said, not the Pop Tarts. I don't care, but still. Gail said Pop Tarts and bubble baths. So Pop Tarts are only for women. I didn't know. That's what Sham said. Where do all of these rules come from? It comes from women, Sham. It comes from women. Oh man. One of many said Raisin Bran Crunch is fire though. Yeah, not on my watch, sir. It's not fire in this house. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Sam said LMAO, if she got snaggle teeth, she can't eat Fruity Pebbles. I mean, that's true. That is true. That is true. Sham also said, what was it? At this point, men breathing is gay with these people. Yeah, that's true. Hack said Honey Nut Cheerios. F the world. That's bars. Well, no, actually, no, wait, have I had those before? Honey Nut Cheerios? I think I had the frosted Cheerios before, I think I had the frosted ones or the strawberry. It was one of those. It was one of those that they got. D Money said black men can't wear no show ankle socks. Oh yeah. You talking about the small ones? Yeah, I don't like those anyway though. I never liked those. Even when trying on shoes, I hated those socks because I'm like, yo, I don't like feeling the air on my ankles. I'm like, I don't know how people live being able to do that. I'm like, that's not it. I'm sorry. I need my ankles covered. I'm not about that. Yeah, it's not happening. People like to say, wind going through their hair, wind blowing on my ankles. Nope, it's not happening. We are not about that life. Tippy said that's not gay for men to run in the rain. Just don't use a rainbow umbrella. This woman. Rabbit said is liking studs gay, asking for Drusy. There's some very attractive studs out here. Just gonna put that directly out there. Like I said, when you are on the internet, you will see a variety of things directly up there, and it's incredible, incredible. Yeah, incredible. Judah said sing in the rain instead of running. One of many said crew socks all the way. It's crazy word. It's crazy word. Wait, what did Tiffany say? She said men shouldn't eat that either. It clearly says honey nut with milk. Oh man. Give him hell said Captain Crunch massacres the roof of your mouth. General Mills is grimy for that brand. I mean, yeah, true. It is a trap, but it tastes great though. It tastes great. Sham said I like ankle socks. See, but that's because you're a girl, Sham. You're a girl. It's it's different. Y'all like the wind, in your hair and like the wind, in your kneecaps and stuff. It's different. Y'all wear dresses and stuff. So yeah, y'all gonna have like the ankle socks. Of course. I like men's socks. That's what we do. Men's socks all day. You know. At one point in time, I had like the full like kneecap socks. The calf socks. Had the boys up there. It wasn't no wind cutting through legs. We were treating it like we were going through the Arctic. You know, this man Hag was like, dot, dot, dot. One of them, he said, true, Seji, I've seen some beautiful studs. Yeah. Yeah, they be out there. Shout out to the X-Files. Sham said, look at Tippy sexualizing and harassing. Oh, shit. Sham said, she might as well cat call you hack. That's crazy. Carl said, some studs be caked up to the highest degree. That's bars. That is bars. That's bars. D Money said, I prefer ankle socks. Hey, everybody's different. Well, see, it's different though. You also work out though, too. So that might also have something to do directly, with that too. Judy said, what about grape nut cereal? Wait, what? That just sounds weird. Maybe it's just me, but that just sounds crazy. Let me tell you something. That sounds wild. Tibby said, men think they gay, find these stuff attractive. I don't know. That's a confusing one. They want to be men, but they have a vag. LOL. Rabbit said, cookies and cream from Quaker Oats is pretty nice. I never had that. I've never had that one. Never had that one. D Money said, trying to show these calves off. This man. I mean, hard work and dedication, man. You've been in the gym. So you got shorts and everything, Pookie said, Raisin Bran, you meant? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The Raisin Bran, where it got like the raisins and stuff directly in there. It's like cardboard and grass and rocks. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a very naturey type of cereal. I feel like Raisin Bran robs you of more minerals and whatnot than it puts in or whatnot. It's I feel like it doesn't do anything. But I think it's more so of a fiber cereal though, right? That and mini wheats. Or I think they had the mini wheats and then the toasted mini wheats. I think I tried to eat that before, and I'm like, yeah, that's not it. And then you got some people that like to eat that with warm milk. I'm like, oh my God, you are of the devil. I'm like, I can't do that. Nah. I can never have no cereal with a warm milk. I'm sorry. We're not doing that. Nope. You are of Satan. Satan, be gone. Away from me, Satan. We're not doing that here. No. No. Sham up here laughing. He said grape nut cereal is all right. It's like granola minus the Ola. Pookie said nutrients in this. Yeah. Tippy said it's all jokes. Y'all not gay for enjoying basic needs. Just don't get too happy with it. This one. Judy said peanut butter crunch was my favorite cereal. I think peanut butter crunch. I think I remember that. Or I might be thinking about well, it depends on how people say it, either Reese's or Reese's. And people got different pronunciations directly up here. But yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of as soon as you said that. D Money said, yep, both of these cereals keep you regular. Yeah, fiber cereals, yeah. Carl said the worst cereal of all time is cornflakes, and the fact that the person who made it did it to stop people from pleasuring themselves. What? Don't even make sense. Yo, that is some crazy type of information there. I'm like, that person either had to be a Christian or a Mormon. It had to be a Christian, Catholic, or Mormon. Either one of the three groups had to be a religious group, because no average person could even speak English. No average person is going to automatically wake up one day. It's like, I'm going to make a cereal to stop people from flying solo. Like we're just going to put a kibosh on that and make sure that everybody is sane and not practicing any type of deviltry, in their house by themselves before they're married. Yeah, that's some crazy work. That is some crazy, crazy work. Sham said all the rules these women have is going to be a lonely, single life for them. The human race is about to die. We need aliens now. Pookie said, TBW, God forbid I have a smile. Timmy said, that's wild. Hack said the chat needs to chill. Sham said, Christian crazy. White man made cornflakes. Gail said it was Mr. Kellogg's. D-Money said, facts. This is true. Look up Kellogg's family. All diabolical work. That is some crazy stuff. That is crazy. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it, though. That is pretty much it there. Yeah, guys. I'm going to wait, what did you say? Judah says, Seji, look it up. Great Nut cereal. You'll probably remember it. We called it old people cereal. Hold on, let me just look it up real quick. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, you talking about this? Oh, yeah. I remember this. Yeah. That wasn't it. That wasn't it for me. Let me tell you. Not it for me. No. Gail said that's why Seji doesn't love that for me anymore. He used to say. Oh my goodness. Sham said it is old people cereal. It is. Woman Gail. Rabbit said I don't trust what was it? Sexually repressed non-blacks around black people, especially women and children. That's crazy. Judy said Captain Crunch, peanut butter, and Crunch cereal. Yeah, Captain. Well. Technically, for me, I evolved past the Captain Crunch and then the Captain Crunch of berries. I am an oops all berries. I don't deal with the Captain. I don't deal with that part, with the Crunch part. Those yellow bits, yeah, move those directly out of here. I'm not sure how people ate those for so many decades and they were just fine with it. That was a travesty. I weep, for those generations that just had to eat that and they thought that was the best thing since sliced bread. Oops all berries. There you go, right there. Now, if you want to be slick, you can get the normal Captain Crunch and get the oops all berries. And then you can make your own crunch berries. I don't know why people don't do that, but because I feel as though when you get the Captain Crunch box with the berries, they don't really give you a lot of berries. They give you more, Captain and Crunch than the actual berries. That's some crazy work. It's like Lucky and these charms. I don't know what's happening where they give you so many Luckies and not really a lot of charms. It's wild work, diabolical in nature. It's a plan devised by Satan. It's the best way I got it. It's crazy work. Sham said, "LOL, you got the first wife angry and Seji." That's crazy. That's crazy. Sham said, "Captain Crunch is mouth cutters." I mean, it is. It's bars. Sham said that cereal should be banned. D Money said, "That's the best part. How do you just eat the berries?" I like sugar. That's we go for the berries. That's it's the great part there. Let me tell you. Sham said, "LOL." D Money says he has taste buds of a 5-year-old. You are right, and it'll stay like that forever. Nobody will ever take this from me. It will never change. Let me tell you. I own up, to still having the child part of me alive. Like I said, we ain't letting that die off. I done seen what that looks like for older adults out here. I'm sorry. I'm not about to be looking like ancient archaic technology. We're not doing that. No. We're going to keep that youth alive as long as possible. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Gail said King Vitamin was good. Ooh, that's taking it back. Ultra back. Sham said just pour some colored marshmallows in a bowl and add milk. I mean, yeah, I can see that. Sham said, what is King Vitamin? Damn. Taking it back. King Vitamin is a classic cereal. That was like 70s, 80s. I think they did have it in the 90s, and I want to say they had a resurgence potentially in like the 2000s somewhere. Because I remember in the 2000s seeing some King Vitamin boxes at a certain point. I do remember seeing that. But yeah, that's taking it way back. It's taking it back. Pookie said, "Have you watched Sinners yet?" Oh yeah, I've been watched that. I watched it when it came out. Yes, indeed. Did I do a video review of it? I think I did talk about it. I think I did talk about Sinners though. During the point, or at least the during the month of when Sinners was coming out, I think I remember making a either a video or I talked about it. Either one of those. Sham said I never heard of that cereal. Oh yeah, if you well, you probably looked it up, I think. But yeah, I remember King Vitamin. I remember that. Wait, what did Hack put up? He said Pinterest. I can't even click it from here. I'm just gonna have to take Hack's word directly on it because I can't click it from StreamYard. Judah said, "I'm an '80s child, brother. I had most of it. Hey, it be like that, man. I weep for the child version of you. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have time traveled and gave you some oops all berries. It would have changed your life. Changed your life. Let me tell you." Sam said I was going to say my mom gave me Fred Flintstone for vitamins, and those were so nice. Yeah, those. It was only one vitamin from the Flintstones that actually tasted decent, and was it Dino or was it Fred or Dino? Barney, I think, was brown or something like that. It was some nasty flavor. It was either I think it was Fred. It was either Fred or Pebbles. It was one of those. Bam Bam, I think, might have been like a second, and then somebody else was third. I forgot what Dino was. Dino might have been a flavor that was all right, but I forgot. Carl said, "Damn, forgot about King Vitamin." Gail said it was discontinued in 2019. Yeah, I knew I saw some boxes in the 2000s. Pookie said, "Any video drop, would love to hear your perspective." All right, I got you. Got you. Hack said, posted it in your Discord. Damn, I had just closed the Discord. Hold on. Discord. Opening browser. All right, got the logging in. Well, I should be already logged in, so because we just used it. We go directly to Discord. Fruit Island. Yo, that looks crazy. Fruit Island with real apple bits. I mean, it basically technically looks like what's the name? Yo, why this had to be the 70s? I'm looking at that Pinterest. It's crazy how my Pinterest actually opened. I ain't been on this in years. Yo, they had a purple Captain Crunch. It was called Punch Crunch. Yo, they need to bring that back. I would actually try that. Wait a minute, Fruit Brute. So we got Frankenberry, Fruit Brute, Blueberry, and Count Chocula. I think I might have seen a werewolf once, and then you got Fruity Yummy Mummy. It's crazy. A lot of different cereals out here. But yeah, the Honey Smacks dog looks stupid. Is that the Grinch wearing a costume? Like, what is happening right there? Yo, I don't know who did these drawings out here. They need to be fired. Let me see. Judith said a conversation is popping now about cereal big time. Oh yeah. Sham said Dino was grape and that was the best ones I could stomach. Yeah, it might have been Dino then. Because one of them tasted it was really tasting like medicine. Sham said, "Oh, Frankenberry was a good cereal too back then." Judith said King Vitamin cereal was the ghetto cereal. Zach said it was the 80s too. Pookie Nose said cold cereal or warm cereal. Let the games begin, dear Lord. D Money said I hated honeycombs and cereal doesn't need to be that damn big. Wait, what it? Oh yeah. I remember the Pokemon. Yeah. I remember that. I was there for that one. I remember that one. I remember that. I think I actually got that once. I think I only got it once. D-Money said I had it. Honeycombs. The cereal doesn't need to be that damn big. Hack said, did anyone here have Pokemon cereal in the 2000s? Tippy said cold cereal mixed with Cook Whip, Cookie Whip, or wait, I'm lost. What was it? What was it? Tippy said y'all tried your favorite cereals with coffee creamer. No, I haven't tried. I think somebody did mention that before. I think somebody did. Oh, you said Cool Whip. Okay, I got you. I got you. Sam said, look at Trick cereal. I used to cry when I was small that they wouldn't give me the rabbit cereal. Yeah, yo, I used to get that quite frequently. Well, towards like more so towards like the end of like middle school, towards high school. When I was younger, again, like I told y'all before, I didn't get a chance to really get a lot of those cereals. It was rare. What was it? Judas said, I hope Oops All Berries. It came out in the mid 90s, brother. Oh, yeah. I was there for it. Trust and believe. I was there for it. As soon as that came out, I was at that store and I got that cereal. We were in there. Just like how they had the invisible and the tropical Kool-Aids and whatnot. Yeah, buddy. We were there. Petra's Farm remembers. Gail said peace and love. This woman here. Oh, I guess Gail dipping out. All right, gotcha. Oh yeah, wait. Ain't it late? Oh yeah, it's 9:38. Yeah, I got you. D Money said Tippy showing her privilege again. Us blacks don't have the luxury of Cool Whip and cereal. Yeah, we don't. That is a luxury right there. Cool Whip cost us some money. That was only for like holiday times or special engagements there. What was it? Gail said no surgery. She cried because the rabbit never got cereal. Oh, okay, I got you. Wait, you did? That's crazy. They actually had a commercial where he actually finally got the cereal though. That's the crazy part. I think please don't tell me that was a Mandela effect because I know I remember that commercial. I want to say it should have been either he finally got it or the kids actually gave him some of the cereal. And this is when he ate the cereal, and then you saw like his eyes like change colors, his ears basically twirled together and whatnot or whatever. Like he really loved the cereal and whatnot. I at least remember that. D Money said facts. Those kids treated the rabbit like ish. I mean, yeah, it was tough. The man couldn't sit up there and get the cereal that he was on the box. So that's crazy. Sham said, LOL, I was a sensitive baby. I didn't like seeing things get bullied. He stood around at the end of Thriller because I was scared of the skeleton laughing. That's crazy. The funny thing is the dude that you heard laughing and doing the narration, he was also on Scooby-Doo. So that was actually pretty dope too. Tippy says, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Yep. But then if you also think about the double meaning of tricks, that's wild. That is wild. It's crazy how, names and definitions basically change over time. It's crazy work. What was it? Gail said the rabbit got treated like black people. True. Even though he was white. Hack said Seiji in Family Guy episode, he killed those kids and took it. That's crazy. D Money said, notice those kids were of a certain demographic. Diabolical. Judah said, don't forget about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. The original is a good one. When they had peanut butter, best Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I got to pull back on that one. I'm not. Yes, I don't know about that one, brother. But I see you. I see you. I recognize. That's the cereal that you like. It's not really my cup of tea. Sham said, "Hello, yes." I used to hide from Scooby Doo when I heard the voice come on. Oh, that's crazy. That is diabolical. Tippy said he was albino, not white. This woman, Tippy, I swear to goodness. Oh my goodness. Only Tippy. Only Tippy. But yeah. Let me. I'm gonna let y'all have at it. It's about to be close to like 10 o'clock at night. I normally try to do these live streams during the day. No, Tippy, we are not doing a game stream. I got to catch you ahead of time because I know what you normally write in the chat. We will have one for you though, Tippy. You know, I'll sit up there and figure something out. Again, no promises because I've tried that before and it didn't work. And in the moment of time that I decided not to make a promise, that was when we had a gaming stream actually take place and happen. So, you know, this woman Tippy, she was like, "Damn." Yep, had to get you at the pass, Tiffy, because I already knew. I already knew. You were like, read my comment, read my last comment. I read all your comments, Tiffy, and I was right there with you, and you responded. So yeah, that's pass number 2. Gotcha. And I responded to you about 3-eyed Atlas. So that was pass number 3. Gotcha. So yeah, we pay attention, Tippy. We pay attention. We see you. We see you. Oh man, but yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that has been a part of the conversation and everything taking place.
Jamaicans are so.
I'm just gonna put that directly up there because when the video actually ends, it'll have a picture up there. So I'm just gonna leave that dude's picture up there. What did Tiffany say? She said, "Well, let me hit the trails." Going to Valentine and Blackwater. This woman's sitting up here playing Red Dead. Tippy, you already know you can't go back to Valentine. You probably got a warrant out for your arrest. I don't know why you playing. Tippy then probably took out some innocent people and they were like, I'm about to tell the law. And then Tippy decided to take them out too. I know how Tippy worked. Tippy don't be trying to leave no witnesses. No witnesses. True said, yeah, I remember that commercial too. He did get the cereal finally. Okay, yeah. See, I know I'm not the only one. At least I know it's not some type of Mandela effect where it's like Kazam and Shazam. Like I said, it's some crazy work. Monopoly Man with the monocle, without the monocle. I don't know where this came from. Where he just barefaced and the mustache out there. Crazy work. Crazy work. Hack said, Tippy, war crimes. That's bars. Tippy said, peace, love, and soul. I got a $107 bounty. It wasn't my. I knew she did. I like I said, I know Tippy. I already knew it before she said anything. I already knew she had a bounty, and she probably don't got no money, and she got to go back to the gang. She almost nearly lost her horse. Like I said, I know Tippy. Tippy done killed off her Sims family quite a few times. Like I said, I know Tippy out here. Anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to all the comments. Shout out to the MVP trolls directly out there. Shout out to my beautiful, wonderful moderators directly out here. As D Money will say, shout out to the regulars. Shout out to any and everybody who has donated to the channel by way of being a Patreon member, the Cash App, the membership. Directly out there, also within the super chats as well. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I would not be able to do the things that I do every single day without people like you. Much love, much love. What did it say? Carl said only 107. He said those are rookie numbers. Tippy said the bear took me out twice. I believe it. I believe it, Tippy. Oh, you talking about that bear with that giant scar? Yeah. Tippy said LOL rookie numbers. Crazy work. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video and or live stream. Peace out.